corners to jump around. But if you can hit those resets, if you have either the Sage or like we see the Sky on the other side, you do some damage, you entry, you get back to your team. And honestly, it's a difference of styles because here specifically on Bind, there are some really good Sage walls, but also, that Sky information is just absolutely invaluable.
Yeah, between what Sky has to offer, and I do like Sky's heal a little more as well. She can heal the group back up, but what you lose in that healing potential from Sage, you gain in that revive as well that comes from the ult. So I understand both choices here. It'll be interesting to see how they play out. There are some cheeky walls with Sage as well on defense, where we've seen players post up on top sometimes outside of hookah or even outside of garden, potentially outside of shower. So there is a lot of different setups. Cypher certainly has become a meta again here in the last couple of seasons. So we see him on both sides as well. There's just so much intel that you get from Cypher. On attack, you can hold that flank as well without putting an actual body there. So, again, I think these are two very, very good comps. Slightly different, but nonetheless, I do like the Clove Smokes a little bit better than the Omens as well. But Stray Spicy's been nasty on that Omen, so I get it.
Using the kit really well, I feel like. I mean, knowing when to teleport, knowing when to get back to safety. But right now, no safety going through. We're into pistol round, and once again, the Richland defense is going to be under contest. That kind of one-way headshot cage goes through, but Kaguya gets the better end of the trade. That Ghost from Switch, the only thing to defend right now is their teammates flood from the backside. Justice taken down in the Clove, no picks. The through-the-wall shot, though, from Signify, what connects? The rotation is coming through. The problem, as the defenders here, you really have to split up your resources. You can't gamble stack at this point, so now it's possibly only a 2v4 on EA site.
Yeah, I think at this time it's almost better to play for that retake position. We see Sage on the other side potentially looking to go through the portal. Signify up top has been spotted. The smoke comes in as well, and that makes things a little bit tougher. Able to pressure through here, though. The flick and Signify will find Kaguya. Now on a 3v3, things a little more equal. Not much health here for Sky, who can't heal themselves. And talked about the different healing capabilities there. Kresko, though, working off one. The beautiful blind comes through as well. The spike diffused only halfway. Stray Spicy able to find the last kill. And I liked what we saw there from Richland. Unfortunately, that big blind kind of came in and really threw a wrench in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, pros don't fake. I would have maybe liked to tap to try and bait that out, but I like the opportunity to try and go for that as well. You do some damage. It's not a flawless pistol by any means. However, Franklin Regional, they are going to start off with some money again. I want to see how many, though, Richland can take down here in the second round. If we remember back towards that previous map, it was a flawless round number 2 from Franklin. You can't let that happen. You need to cut down some of this economy. You need to make sure they're not walking in with full resources into that third round.
Yeah, paint shells come raining down here. We'll tag off a little bit of damage. 10 from Raze here, but the heals again coming in from that Sky. Roomba looking for a little intel and has spotted the trips here. Guy got to mix up the spots. The blast pack in, but not a lot of momentum. And Daddy J able to find the big pick. Signify pressuring in. One already tucked to the right. That's nuts with the Guardian. Able to chop down Signify. Now on a 4v4 as well. They don't have the gun advantage, but they've already found the pick. They continue to pressure in, but Kaguya up close and personal with the Spectre. A tough engagement to take. And they will come out on top. Stray Spicy has been spotted. Chipped down halfway in the health bar. One on the box. Careful, the blind. And I gotta say, Franklin Regional is just working together so well. Their use of utility is almost unmatched at the moment.
Really is. They're sticking together, making sure they can work together to get this round. A triple up from Kaguya. And honestly, that could have been a round win for Richland if they just played a little bit further back on that A site. But, I like the aggressive play too. They'll take down a couple as well. So not a flawless round number 2 like we talked about in that previous map. It is going to be Franklin Regional on to 2. But this should be a rifle round advantage towards Richland. See what they can do with it.
Yeah, and typically, like we said, it's not a huge percentage, but these two site maps are a little bit more favored on defense. Well, Franklin chose to go to this attacking side first. This was really Richland's map pick, so to have the success early on attacking side does speak kind of volumes, does help build a little bit of that momentum. as we see that trade back and forth coming from Kaguya and Swish here. Now on a 4v4, Cypher has taken quite a bit of damage, but they continue to pressure toward Hookah. The heals will come in. Mudbone, though, able to find Gouda, who has been a juggernaut thus far. The Guardian, great at range, but Signify with a 2K. I don't know if that was a spray transfer or a random bullet through the wall that happened to click him, but nonetheless, it pays off.
Yes, it does. Now a 3v1. Let's see what T-Stray Spicy can get done. They also have the spike in their hands, but first point of contact here at the end of the round is just going to come through. Signify, the triple up for them. And honestly, it's the duel of the Reynas early on. You see that Empress being built up. That's such a huge ultimate to have, especially on the defensive side where we talked about you're splitting your resources. You mentioned earlier, if you can take those 1v1 duels as Reyna, you can reset, get back into it, and it's so huge to shut down an offensive round.
Yeah, you know, and I think we saw Signify popping off in that previous game, but because they weren't Reyna, yeah, they win one, maybe two gun battles, but then they're going to be traded out. Here we see a little bit of that difference where they're winning these gun battles, they're healing up, and they're able to get kills in succession. Already 5 in the bank, so maybe some proper changes were made. We'd love to see when teams are able to adapt and overcome. Most of the action right now headed toward B, 2 toward Hookah, 3 toward Long. The swing, and Anti-Glitch puts them down. They had the Bucky, but unfortunately couldn't get lucky. Nuts, Krasko both finding big picks. A weapon upgrade here as well. Now pressuring on the site, the spray, the blind, back and forth, out the feed, and Signify does it yet again. Kaguya will finally extinguish that flame. The spike will go down with ease. Nuts will find Swish here as well, and that's all down to Daddy J, who has been spotted by that neural theft.
The information where this final player is. However, it is a sneaky little Cypher. We'll see what damage can be done. Hovering through, I think the timing is just perfect enough. Daddy J escapes themselves through the B-long angle, working their way up. They check for the timing on the backside. They're looking to try and get back into sight and try and get that defuse. Timing's still relatively perfect. Looks like Paranoia possibly connecting there too. Nice little swing on through. Kaguya with the headshot. And honestly, that was a really smart play, that sage wall and then tucking yourself behind the box. Most players would not expect that, but you talked about the teamwork. Franklin Regional always playing with the buddy system, walking together, getting those trades, and they've got the third round on their offensive side with the lead again.
Yeah, and even right there at the end, they have the 3v1 advantage. You know, 2 of them could have rushed them in garden, but they don't. They sit 2 on the site. They have 1 working the flank very, very slowly, and they put the pressure on Richland to make that move, to step into their crosshair, even when on that attacking side. So they've had some success finding these early picks. And again, we see lots of moments of greatness from Richland, but they've got to string them all together as a team here each round if they want to take out this talented Franklin Regional squad.
It's not going to be there. It's going to actually be the headshot from Daddy J. This could be the shutdown they need. Look at this pincer play. They need to clear out one of these 2 sides. They're just going to have to fight their way in. Physicality and force is what they need right now. And Professor Gouda has got it in the shotgun, waiting for the doors to open. Neither one wants to be. He'll do it. Oh, the shotgun finds its marker here. And after what was such a great pincer play, we said it. Franklin Regional fight out one of the 2 sides. They just fight out both. 3v1, they should be able to get the plant down too.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the marshal, we've seen the sheriff, the outlaw, and now the judge. Court is in session, and Franklin Regional absolutely dominating here at the moment again as they look to carry this lead forward. Nuts from below, and everybody watching an angle. Nobody, again, we talk about this team working so well together. On top of all of this, the buddy system, you know, holding these angles, the crosshair placement, all the basic fundamentals of Valorant, just like the stars aligning, right? It just, everything is happening all at once here for Franklin Regional. And as a school, it's their first season in here. Both the D1 and D2 team have just been playing lights out. So it's fun to see all this new competition coming in and all these schools doing so well.
It's really exciting, you know, to see the old guard challenged. And you mentioned that Division 2 team. We'll see them just a little bit later and see if they can keep on and moving on in the playoffs as well. Gotta say, though, that was a round that you really feel like for Richland you needed to win. You had them pincered into hookah, and you're like, okay, we got him for sure. couldn't get it closed down. The Sage lurk from behind, but the fast play, this is where the Raze comes in clutch. Swish does have that shorty and wants to make it hurt here. Off the wall is going to bounce the paint shells. The nade doesn't catch him, but it's actually the shotgun v shotgun that wins out for Gouda, the Professor of Cheese here. But how about the Professor of Headshot? Signify takes one in, but now the battle back. This shotgun is just so hard to walk into. They're going to go for the knife from behind. The catch out on the BM. The teleport caught out by Daddy J. And unfortunately, the Cypher will fall as Professor Gouda picks up a Quadra.
Yeah, Gouda's getting all the cheese over here, baby, with the 4K yet again. Been putting up numbers in bunches in that kill column as they continue to string these rounds again. 5-1 now. And another full rifle round coming in play here for Richland. They've got to start finding, some of these rounds in succession. They can't afford to just win one and then give it back. They have to find a way to win 1, 2, 3 rounds in a row if they want to give themselves a fighting chance. But Franklin Regional means business here today. And again, all this pressure right now happening toward the B side.
Extra B pressure, this time splitting the resources, not walking all 5 together. Double clove smoke, actually triple clove smoke. It might have possibly just a double, but still walking on in. 4 ultimates to work with on this Richland defensive side, and I honestly want to see this round win for them. This is a non-eco round that they really need, but immediately that Clove ultimate is forced out. The Sage ultimate, the double res, won't be here in this round, and Clove is going to start to run out of time to try and get one of those picks on back, but he does get that headshot. Switch through the walls here. I love to see that Sage wall finally played off of, not on that other side. The teleport on in, though. Cypher is going to have to lock down this site. This is the problem of being on that defensive side. You have to split up those resources. As much as you've started out the round, Nuts is going to pick up the triple and try to end the round with confidence.
And here comes those portals in play that we talked about, just making the team go back and forth, and now we see Swish back toward B, the portal coming through mid. Oh, Gouda waiting patiently, but Signify had an idea, finds the flick, gets the kill, and the showstopper will put Nuts down, doing exactly what it entitles, stopping the show as they find a way to kind of prevent this long run that Franklin Regional has been going on. So they finally get another round, but here's what we talked about, right? They got one earlier, then they give it right back. They have to find rounds in succession.
Especially in that round, too. They walked in with 4 ultimates. They picked up the Sage ultimate there in the middle of the round, but they did use 2 of their ultimates. I feel like here in this next one, the Neural Theft and the Res are just absolutely round-changing ultimates. If you can use them one at a time, you don't want to overuse here, because you look at the other side, there's 4 ultimates too from Franklin Regional. You don't want to overstep your bounds. But here we go. Round number 8. You have the momentum, you got some weaponry, but you got to play this A defense correctly.
Yeah, I would like to see Reyna start off with that ult. If they fall to the wayside, Sage can bring them back, but kind of use it to get a little forceful here early. Unfortunately, has been spotted. Takes a ton of damage in the background. Swish, though, able to find Crestival. A lot of space given outside of bathrooms. Nuts finds one. Stray Spicy on the trade as well. That means no ult for Reyna or Cypher. Sage potentially could bring one of them back here as the paint shells come raining in. They shot through the wall. Nuts chopped down to 28 as well, but has the ability to heal. And Stray Spicy again. We talked about this buddy system. They continue to find either A, those early picks, or B, they trade back. They never let a member die without finding that trade. Again, working off of a 2-player advantage.
See what they can do. See if the trades are there. They've got the cam in 100% sight control. Nice little pack to get themselves to the other angle, but unfortunately it just doesn't matter. That buddy system is just too strong. And honestly, I love to see how Franklin Regional is playing these rounds. They're saying, okay, so what? We're ahead 4v2. Let's not go into the site where they already are set up. Let's set ourselves up. Let's teleport in. Let's Omen teleport away and use those built-in teleports in the map to try and get ourselves that quick rotation. A guaranteed tied up half for Franklin Regional. Any extra rounds they get is just beautiful for them.
Yeah, they're playing like a really, really smart team. It's a 4v1. Of course, you could rush into the site, find the plant, maybe lose a member or two, maybe not. or you could rotate away and have the whole site to yourself set up and force the other team to you. They're playing incredibly smart Valorant right now. It's the difference that you see from those pubs versus those competitive teams. And Glitch, unfortunately, caught with utility in hand, allowing them to pressure forward. They feel the confidence. Cresticle picks up one more. Gouda with a showstopper of their own. Mudbone goes down, and Stray Spicy will find the plant once more. Swish with that Bulldog, unfortunately outgunned by Nuts once more. Now in a 5v1, looking for another flawless round, and they get it off of the Nuts. Triple kill. Woo. 7-2. Franklin Regional is looking like the team to beat at the moment.
They are. And this is again on their attacking side. This is supposed to be a defensive-sided map in back-to-back ones here in the series. They're bringing in the kills, they're bringing in those ultimates, and at the same time, this flawless round, it just keeps on breaking the economy. Those back-to-back rounds cannot be acquired by Richland. They can't get their feet under them. And now, once again, those early round kills, especially that showstopper, shutting down some of those other ultimates. I want to see how they battle back here. At the start of this round, you feel like you have the res. It's going to be those Seekers, though, already giving them so much information. Cresticle looking for the workaround. Swish will be denied. And these high ground plays with the rifle advantage. Sure, Justice will get one back, but the Clove is blinded. They're taken down. And from behind, the Sage has to pull off the heroics.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know how many times I've seen 9 3s, 10 2s, and teams can come back, right? But here's the rough part is, for some reason, Richland decided to kind of half force into this round. We saw 2 Marshals, 2 Sheriffs, some light armor, which most likely means if Sage can't clutch this here, they're not going to be able to buy for the final round of the first half either. And now they know where Sage is, a 3v1. The ult most likely not going to come into play. The teleport spotted because it's close enough, but it doesn't matter. Stray Spicy will find anti-glitch here as well and take another round now, 8-2.
2 away from where we swap our sides and possibly could be the last map of the day. I do gotta say though, that would have been crazy if you hit the teleport kill and then be able to flick to the other, but unable to get it. Like you said, the fun's going to be a little bit rough, and they've been holding on to these 3 ultimates for a couple rounds now because, again, those couple players have been dying first. Swish is going to go for an aggressive shotgun play. There's a 5 stack here waiting. This could go nuclear. The spray through the wall, the step on out, the blind, the one. It's enough because the teammates are there and have cleaned up on B-Long. But unfortunately, you still got to play this 3v2. Spike is still in the hands of Franklin Regional, and even after the heroics, even with the damage health bars, Anti-Glitch has to be so careful walking out here.
Yeah, you know, and I think because of the portal there, I like this play from Franklin Regional. I think, you know, Richland thought they might be rotating back the other way. We see that rotation coming in. Cypher, Reyna, both over there on the A site, but now the spike has been spotted with that careful pick from Anti-Glitch, rotating around, and a smart decision. You know, this is good situational awareness. They know they're most likely creeping up the other way since the spike was spotted. We'll find Gouda here as well. The blast pack out. The damage has been done. And now Gouda tucked into a tough position. The corner, the slow, the peek, and Anti-Glitch with a headshot through the wall. Professor Gouda falls, and they look to climb their way back into this, but almost just like map 1, right? I think it was an 8-4 at halftime there as well. So Richland trying to get back into this, but unfortunately, yet again, starting on that defensive side where it is a little more favored. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that it's going to come back down to that pistol round at the start of the next half.
Definitely could. I want to see these ultimates used, man. It's the last round before we swap. You use them or you are going to lose them. Swish isn't going to play that aggressive angle on B this time, but we are going aggressively towards A. It is going to be a Sage wall to try and block off B, but that teleporter option is still up and available. This little cheeky smoke here, so much aerial information as Signify opens things up. That is going to be Swish down though, and that's going to be the showstopper dead and dusted. Yes, the Sage res could be available, but the problem is your Sage is the one you left over on B. The rotation is going to be made, but the stall is there as well. Franklin Regional not wanting to make a snap decision just yet. They know they are a player down. They have no ultimates to work with, but if that Sage res is pushed on forward, you could be talking about an absolutely open B site here for Franklin Regional.
Unfortunately, Gouda finds Sage going for it kind of carelessly through the open, so that's a huge pick from the Rays. all the transition has already happened meanwhile. So all this does as well is kind of keep Richland over here on the A site. Neural Theft will come in, but Kaguya already finding the plan, and now it's Richland having to play the retake once more. They do have the player advantage, but forcing in there quickly. Swish able to find the ult, but not before being traded out with that Odin. What a nuisance of a weapon. Now pressuring into Hookah. Kaguya has spotted both of them. Stray Spicy able to find one. That one a 2v2. Franklin beginning to turn the numbers game around. They'll hear the fall of Daddy waiting up top. Is Mudbone waiting for the swing. A good play. Down EJ with a help there as well. And Richland able to win the final round before halftime. And it's just a repeat from game one at the moment, baby.
Oh, story could not be written any better. And man, what a crazy round. I was going to give so many praises there. I mean, Gouda, even though, again, kind of at the bottom of the leaderboard right now, that hold, that stall was beautiful. It gave the B site absolutely open, but it was just those ultimates. It was 4 ultimates saved until the end of the half. For Richland, they were able to use them wisely. However, now they have to use them. Again, they got to use their players, and they got to use their minds here in this second half. Because if Franklin Regional wins, it's over. They could take their second map and walk to the grand finals right now.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in, but I feel like some players, some students play better in those do or die situations. So Richland being put to the test at the moment. Most of the action mounting toward Hookah and Long B here as well, but Cypher has the setup. They are playing with just 2 on the site, but it's a little easier when you have these trips and traps. The intel will come in here as well. The decay, Kaguya down to 10, trying to get the safety. Dashing down, Swish able to find one, Signify another, and they pressure onto the site well. One tucked to the back here. That's Gouda with that shorty. They're going to make it happen. The spike goes down, and they find one in the mix, though. A 4v3 player advantage at the moment. Mudbone falls to Spicy as well, and they equalize things up a bit here, Llama.
It's 3v3 as Gouda is going to continue. They're done with the shorty. They're going to pick up the classic to get a 3K. But it's all down to Daddy J. The paranoia going to try and fly through. It looked like once again actually a smoke as Crestical the final headshot to connect. So a round that started in the favor of Richland will fall towards the way of Franklin as they look to try and pick up this double digits quickly at the start of the half.
Yeah, I mean, Franklin Regional to me is what teamwork is. Obviously there's a lot of great teams in TEC and there's a lot of shining stars as well. But to me, Franklin Regional, the fact that they're new to TEC first season in and they play this well together is absolutely phenomenal. They have selfless teammates. They have that buddy system. They peak together. The basic fundamentals that we talk about, whether it's holding off angles, crosshair placements, just pre-firing through smokes or walls, they really have that whole package here. So it's super, super fun to watch them play in their first season.
A lot of fun to see, and it'll be even more fun to see if this little outward play works. It doesn't look like it is going to here from Franklin Regional. They're just escorting themselves back towards the B site. It is, again, this second round that they have the little bit better advantage. However, the call is pretty good so far from Richland. Looking towards the A site, it is going to be P Stray Spicy. The Sheriff in hands. We'll get a little bit of information. Seeing a shoulder there. Plant is already going through and just smartly backing up. They just want to play the retake, knowing once those smokes go down, they should have the better utility to try and take these fights.
Yeah, a smart decision by Stray Spicy. We see him do it in Rocket League. I can't remember if they play Overwatch as well, but just a very talented individual all the way around. Professor Gouda with a charge drop into Signify, Kaguya, Mudbone, all finding trades in the mix, but in the end, Gouda with the 3K. Nuts wraps it up here as well. And I don't know, Franklin Regional just absolutely dominating at the moment. Great to see. I'm interested to see how this plays out and what happens on the other side of the bracket as well.
I am too. I mean, got an absolute banger of that Forest Hills versus the Greater Altoona game, the 1v4 seed going on our other channel as well. But man, what a series between these two. I will say some good damage done in that round from Richland. It's not a flawless round by any means. I will say though, again, once those smokes faded, like we said, they just didn't have the utility to play. Trying to use this Clove Metal very, very early on to get that big 90 decay is very smart. They've got to be so careful with it. You head head into this next round, and it is pretty much do or die. You have the better weaponry here for Richland, but you need to win here.
There.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just you can't give up too many rounds without taking them already in a big deficit. The blind jumping over the head, though. You gotta check the angles, and nuts from the back will drop Signify. Daddy J makes Kaguya pay, and will continue to dance around the smoke, but it's Anti-Glitch who will pop the dome and send him home. The dashing dog goes on by, doesn't connect. The wall will buy some time, but unfortunately, Cresticle able to find it in the nick of time now. 3v3 as they pressure forward. Swish shooting from the hip and dipping to safety. Two head will be popped. Can they stop him? Unsure. Swish here, not much health, but a 3v1 slightly in their favor. Mudbone will control the spray. And a beautiful round here from Richland as they are not ready to go silently into the night.
They're not done just yet. And I gotta say, honestly, that was a crazy just moment there as Professor Gouda throws out the showstopper. It gets blocked up by the Sage Wall, but it takes down the Sage Wall in the process, letting Cresticle get a pick. That's got to be for sure one of the top 5 plays. The assist of the showstopper for sure. But this next round, even more big hot sauce.
Yeah, speaking of assists, last time I checked a few rounds ago, I think Cresticle already had 10 assists, so putting in the work there as well. The pressure head-to-head, Gudalo will be taken out rather quickly on the double blast pack. Stray Spicy finds Daddy J in the mix. The trades are back and forth. The spray while blind, and who else? It's Spicy getting spicy with a stray shot through the smoke. Not Swish, both finding trades back and forth. Now in a 2v1, not much health here for Kaguya, back down to 11. The paint shells could take him out, but he's able to get back here to safety in time, giving him the 1v1. Swish will take it. The showstopper is there, but Cypher already gone to safety. They have the health advantage here as well, though, and this could play out in their favor. On paper, they should win this one. Be interesting to see exactly how Kaguya will let this play out.
I really want to see as well. Kaguya one away from that ultimate, but unfortunately for them, probably too far to walk and grab one of those ultimate orbs. Speaking of ultimate orbs, Swish is going to walk by one, leaving A site wide on open for them. As soon as they get that plant, they'll probably plant it nice and wide out in the open. But actually, they're going to plant it for the box. Nice and safe. And get back to showers and defend it, or can just cut down some of these angles. Again, as long as you're playing just that one way, it's a Cypher. He might have some cages to try and battle back, but you talk about that HP advantage. 100 plus the 50 shield, which is the 11 on the other side. Could just be one bullet. Swish, that's what it needs to take, and the timing is absolutely everything. Turns around, sees the shoulder. Quadra clutch from Swish.
Swish, and it's good, baby. The 4K. My man making it happen, Kevin. Love to see it. Richland, we say they are not ready to go silently, and silently they will not go. A beautiful round from Swish. And again, situational awareness is there. Timing playing a role, as always in games like this. And it almost played in the favor of Kaguya, but it doesn't go their way this time. Richland beginning to battle back now, breathing life into the team. The economy not here for Franklin Regional as well. Richland would love to win this round and begin to carry that momentum forward.
Huge. Going fast with this economy you talked about, and they're getting pressure on towards the A site. They have not cleared out showers, but this is the thing we were talking about with the Sage at the start of the map. So many good angles to plant on that A site. Now they just have to play that retake. Plant is down. Stray Spice with a headshot here, and Gouda with the shotty running on through, looking to pick up the double. They've got the paint shells as well to clear things through. Again, Raze taking no damage from their own explosions, working their way on forward, but Gouda again, this shotgun, the way forward.
Back like I never left.
Shot so close.
Cresticle wrapping it up there on Mudbone. The blast packs, the intense action was nonstop. That was a chaotic round, to say the least, but able to defend it here now, up to 11 rounds, one away from match point is Franklin Regional. I really like the adjustments that Richland has made here in the latter half. Unfortunately, you hope it's not too little too late. We've seen a lot of great rounds that could have gone either way, but now Richland beginning to piece them together. They can't allow Franklin to win this round. Again, they need to get at least 2 to 3 more before I'd like to see Franklin Regional get another one. But as always, up here in the booth, easier said than done. There is so much talent out here on the battlefield today.
There's a ton of talent. And one of these two talented squads going to be going to that grand final. The winner of this series, it's fast again. Through A, this time they won't have to deal with the shotgun, but however, they will have to deal with one. Lurking through the smoke, it is Crestical using the Sage Wall again. The secondary angle to use for this time switch. They're going to have to deal with the shotgun. Professor Gouda, round after round, stacking up bodies. This shotgun again. It's going to be the resurrection on Signify, but the problem is it's already a round win. Flawless going through as the retakes from Franklin Regional have been flawless.
Yeah, their teamwork is just unmatched. They play so well together, you know, working off of the utility as a team. You know, it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's interesting too, right? Because they have a couple losses on their season. I think one coming to Forest Hills, one to Penn Trafford, but they haven't met Greater Altoona yet at all throughout the regular season. I don't think. I could be wrong on that, unless it was an early game, but nonetheless, I mean, it would be great to see those two in the final. Franklin Regional now sitting at match point. Richland were the underdogs. I love a good underdog story. They upset Winber, but unfortunately a tough go so far today. Backs against the wall. Do or die here, Llama. Could potentially be the final round.
Could be. And it's two ultimates available. Two ones that could change the entire flow of it all. You talk about the Empress from Signify. This is what starts it out. It's going to be nuts. Shutting it down. No Empress for them. Going in fast. What do they do with maybe a little bit lesser weaponry? Signify has popped the Empress, but only as the Sheriff. Kaguya gets the double here. It looks like Daddy J will at least be able to battle one back, but it is going to be that neural theft. The enemy positions being revealed once again, and Crestical through the wall. The shots are there. The spike is not in the ground. It's down on the ground, left towards a 3v1. Daddy J, 7 HP. The knives are out, and there it is. T-Stray Spicy, the final dagger to the heart.
The dagger to the heart, the triple knives coming in, and almost getting all three, but unfortunately does only get two there. So with that, congratulations to Franklin Regional. They have secured a spot in that championship. And I have to go back a second and correct myself, Llama. I had their Overwatch tab open. So it does look like Franklin Regional's only two losses came to Greater Altoona, which was only their second game of the season. So still kind of finding that way. And then Winber, who ironically was upset here today, or previously by Richland, who they played today. So it'll be interesting to see how that other side of the bracket plays out. They potentially could be meeting the GOATs again, who have remained undefeated up to this point, even in the postseason, as far as the preseason as well. So a lot of interesting games ahead of us, Lala.
I'm excited. I mean, I knew I was saying it all regular season long, but man, these playoffs have not disappointed. And of course, even for Richland to make it towards this point, you talk about that upset last week, to, you know, be able to get themselves to the semifinals is such an accomplishment in and of itself. And I honestly really hope we get to see them at that in-person event. You know, it's always nice to see the teams, not only like, it's nice to see them playing each other online, but when they're in person, when you get to put a face to a gamer tag and be able to say, okay, actually GG's and good games to you guys.
Yeah, that's why, you know, that's why I strongly recommend, even if you don't make it to the championship, you should show up and have some fun. There's a ton of stuff to do, you know, other than watch all the games as well. They've got games to play and VR and all kinds of fun stuff. But so we'd love to see you there, whether you're actually playing in the championship or not. So mark those calendars. But what an exciting game to start off the series. We're going to see Franklin Regional again here, though, Llama, because it seems like even though it's their first season, they've been putting in work here.
Yeah, their Division 1 and Division 2 team actually making it towards the semifinals. So we're going to be able to see their Division 2 team, which has been looking, I will say, very clean and very, very good so far to try and take that win. But I got to say, hot sauce, best of threes, always fun.
Best of threes, always fun. We'll have another one of those for you in just a moment. Unfortunately, we do need to take a short break, get these players loaded into the lobby, but don't go too far. We got more action on the other side of a short break.
Hey, yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and we got just 2 weeks left of our regular season over here for our Tech High School series. And y'all already know how we do on Tuesday. We get down and take to the pitch for some Rocket League. Before we do that, we had a lot of games last week. So let's go ahead and check in and see how our teams fared and set the stage before we head down the home stretch for the spring. Let's get it. And in Division 1 action, it was Greensburg Central able to sweep Albert Gallatin in their first matchup of the week. And what's better than one sweep? Oh yeah, dudes, 2 sweeps, this time against West Green. And it was Shadows leading the way through both series with a combined 13 goals, 6 assists, and 8 saves. And that's going to move Greensburg Central up to 3-2 on the semester. Franklin Regional were also able to pick up a W over West Green. 3 straight games, and the Panthers were able to limit the West Green squad to just 2 goals. And it was Duhan leading the way with 8 goals and 5 assists, as Franklin Regional moved to 2-4 on the semester. And Forest Hills had a makeup game against Winburn area, and they were looking to get things done quick, fast, and in a hurry. 3 straight games for Forest Hills, and it was Fungus leading the team in goals with 8 of them things. Step aside, Pig B, able to get 3 saves as well. And let's talk about Penn Trafford. In a series where they outscored their opponents 20-5, Penn Trafford broke out the brooms against Fraser High School in their first series of the week. Their second series of the day, though, a banger. 5-game series against Laurel Highlands that went the distance. And in both series, it was literally Johnny doing it all. 21 goals, 6 assists, and 7 saves, as Penn Trafford moved to 5-2. And it was the Goats from Greater Altoona who were able to move up to 4-2 on the spring with a dub over Laurel Highlands. And they looked good doing it too. 3 straight games. The Goats move up to 5-0. Definitely wouldn't want to see this squad on my schedule heading down the home stretch. And it was Boyertown able to hold it down against Franklin Regional, sweeping the Panthers, moving themselves to 2-3. And they looked quite good in their performance last week. And rounding out our Division 1 action, it was California area, the number 1 seed and only undefeated squad left in the spring, able to pick up a big win against Boyertown. And it was Iguavo doing it all, literally leading in every single category. 7 goals, 5 saves, and 6 assists. Talk about an MVP performance. Now, as far as our Division 2 action goes, we had West Branch able to take down Boyertown 3-1 in the only Division 2 series that wasn't a sweep. And it was West Branch able to move themselves to 2-4. Greensburg Central were able to pick up a win against California area, and this might be a TEC record. 41 goals scored in just 3 games. And it was Bubble Guppy leading the way with 16 of them, assisting on 9 as well, as Greensburg Central moved to 3-2. Jefferson Morgan were able to move to 5-1 off a big W against Central Cambria, the defense showing up big and really limiting the opportunities for Central Cambria, as Jefferson Morgan win in 3 straight games.
What's up everyone, it's Kaiserin and we're back with the TEC High School Valorant Playoffs. Last week we went from 8 teams to our final 4, so let's see how those games went and who made the cut. Heading into the D1 bracket, Greater Altoona remains undefeated after taking down Boyertown High School 13-2 on Vine. Kratzer once again stood out on Rays with a KD of 3 after going 24-8-2 with 4 First Bloods and an ACS of 428. Forest Hill make it through to another round after beating Bishop Guilfoyle 13-6 on Ascent. Skip on that Reina helped lead the team to victory with 5 First Bloods and an average combat score of 381 after going 25-11-6. Franklin Regional sent Penn Trafford home in round 1 after winning their game on Ascent 13-6. Prof. Guda and Sova once again had a pretty good game with KD of over 3 after ending the game with 25 kills, 7 deaths, and 9 assists. Richland High School, who were seeded 7th going into the playoffs, pulled off an upset, beating 2nd seed Winber 13-4 on Icebox. This knockout was huge, as Winber were favored to make it through the bracket to play in the grand finals. Anti-Glitch led the game as Yoru with an average combat score of 358 after ending the game with nearly a 3 KD at 28 kills and only 8 deaths. Now let's take a look at the Division 2 bracket. Unfortunately, West Branch had to forfeit their match, which means Franklin Regional will be continuing their run into the semifinals this week. Richland's D2 team are also moving into the semifinals after a 13-0 shutout against Blacklick Valley High School, also on Icebox. Richland's team opted to play 5 duelists that all contributed to this victory, but it was Swish on Phoenix that really stood out, ending the game with 3 First Bloods, an ACS of 459, and a KD of over 5, with 22 kills, 5 assists, and only 4 deaths. Hollidaysburg area is also moving on into the semifinals after winning 13-4 on Bind against Johnstown, despite being the lower seeded team. It was Ape who led the team to victory with 5 First Bloods, 26 kills, and only 7 deaths, says Chamber. Ape also had the most plants in the game with 3. Greater Altoona versus Albert Gallatin will be played at the top of this week's action, having to reschedule their match to this week. Let's take a look at where those Division 1 teams fall in the playoff bracket. Undefeated Greater Altoona is taking on 4th seed Forest Hills this week, but I got my eye on the game between 7th seed Richland and 3rd seed Franklin Regional. Although Richland is seeded lower, they had a pretty decisive win against Winber last week. I wouldn't count them out of championship contention just yet, although they're going to have to first play Franklin Regional, another tough team to beat. Looking at the Division 2 bracket, on the left side of the bracket we have undefeated Franklin Regional up against 5th seed Hollidaysburg. On the right side, we'll first have to look at the match between 3rd seed Greater Altoona and 6th seed Albert Gallatin that's been rescheduled to this week. This is going to be an important match because the winner will be facing 2nd seed Richland in a doubleheader to determine who's making it to the grand finals.
I don't even know why he gets our hopes up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's about time for us to head into our semifinal matches.
Oh.
Congratulations to the 8 remaining
Definitely
teams,
looking that.
and good luck in your best of 3s today. Don't forget to check out all of our social media for more TEC action, and of course, be sure to tune back into our Twitch channels this week for our other exciting playoff games. Until next time, I'm Kaiser, and catch you on the grand finals.
breakdown needed. We already know that let's get him to be able to do what we're doing. And y'all will learn. Y'all get what y'all doing with the guns. De-escalate.
And Breeze. So we have 2 games then next week?
That's unlawful directives. We have not gone inside the building. What's your numbers?
And we're back from that short break, still here at the TEC High School Series, here for week number 2 of our playoff Valorant action semifinal matchup again as we hop on down to D2. Hot Sauce, we got to see another team that we're going to be seeing at those finals.
Yeah, Franklin Regional yet again here down in D2. And it's interesting because we just saw Franklin Regional play against Richland. Well, Richland's D2 team is also 7-0, but Franklin Regional 8-0 on the season, that #1 seed, taking on Hollidaysburg, who is 4-3. They've had a bit of a mixed season here throughout the end of it, but we got to see them play. I think it was last week. And Ape, Rocksteady, Ion, Broadside, Chroma, the whole crew played really, really well together. So finally coming into their stride right when it really matters in that postseason as well. So they have the ability to upset Franklin Regional, but Franklin Regional's D2 team has been dominating the regular season, the postseason, 13 O's, 13 4s. They have just been an absolute force here, Llama.
Absolutely have. And the one thing, like, you see two very different entry points to this series. You talk about, yeah, you have the Franklin Regional squad who they've been dropping dimes, they've been winning maps, they've been playing together well. But you also talk about Hollidaysburg. Even if last week it was only a 4-5 matchup, they pulled off that upset. So once again, could they do it here? Of course, we are going to be starting off the best of 3. Best of 3 is so exciting, but I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of ascent here. It's the gentleman's map for a reason. It's really commonly picked. I know we talked briefly before we got going today, and ascent is the most picked map of all time currently. Before Haven was taken away, I think Haven had it just by like 0.5%, 0.7. But ascent, the most picked map, will be back on it here again. Sovas, Cyphers, KJs tend to excel, but we've only got one on the side here. So it'll be interesting to see. I like Fade. We haven't seen a lot of Fade recently, but certainly some interesting comps, to say the least.
The compositions get a little bit spicy and dicey. The Viper, definitely something we don't usually see here, but that Viper wall perfectly placed to cut off the A entrance, and Broadside perfectly placed themselves to cut down one through the wall. A really good start as 2 already taken on down. And again, this is where you want to start. You feel like, again, as the lower seed, you want to start in the pistol. These headshots from Broadside just continue flying on through. You talk about that Viper wall, once again, just denial of space, and the pincer through mid has come in. So it doesn't really feel like Franklin Regional should be able to escape. The clutch up, the bullets do fly out, the trade is there, but unfortunately it's a 4v1.
Yeah, and already coming through spawn is Ape and Chroma. We see Reyna there with that spike, looking to go back the other way. Almost as catches Broadside while getting the orb and does. Jeff able to find 2 big picks here to kind of turn things around a bit. KO about to head through Treat here as well. And again, rotating from behind. There's the knife, looking for that extra intel. Ion will spot the legs, jumping across. Reyna able to make it to safety, should be able to find the spike plan. And really, it looked like they were going to win this round without the spike going down, but they're going to be able to get that 300 in extra funds before Ape will find them with the sheriff. And round 1 will go to Hollidaysburg.
Nice start, gotta say. And for Frank Rager, like you said, it's not the end of the world. It's kind of a nothing scenario in a 1v4, so to at least get a pick, at least get yourself that plant on down, not the end of the world. And for Hollidaysburg, like we said, the lower seed, the underdogs here to start out with a bang here in pistol. Does feel good. We'll see if they can go back-to-back here to start us out. Of course, going to be investing, it looks like, in towards that outlook. And very dangerous if your opponents do not have those shields. And Franklin Regional, they don't want to overinvest and get caught with no economy.
Caught with no economy. We've seen many teams struggle with the economy in the past. It's been one of the things that has certainly haunted some teams when they don't buy together or save together. So certainly an equally important aspect of the game here. Right now, a 2-3 split tucked into tiles. You see Clove at mid just being patient. And patience is a virtue that we don't get to see a lot, especially in some of this high school tier play. But Rocksteady will keep it steady and find the 2-piece. Absolutely popping off. Chroma here at mid has heard the shots from 1. Those are another close, but has the help from Ape, and Hollidaysburg is working so well together at the moment.
Oh, they have brought the style here towards the Valorant arena. And it's just going to be a 5v1. Of course, we'll see what they can get done. Ape is just going to walk in, take it down with the classic. You know what they say, if it's free, it's for me. But unfortunately, that free gun is going to have to battle up against some of these better weaponry. Quota does pick up a double. Is going to be suppressed out here, unable to use those abilities. Checking themselves back in the box. If they can hit some headshots, especially with those light shields on either side, it is just going to be swinging on in. Quota, a triple. All of a sudden, this 45 HP scenario looking good. It is going to be a little bit of a 2v1 as they pick up the Bulldog. The better weaponry, expecting this player flanking from behind, but it's going to be this market look. Rocksteady not able to hit that outlet shot. And this could be a plant down as well. Only 15 seconds to go. It is going to be the site rush on in, but the Bulldog still in the hands here of Quota. Just has to isolate these fights. Here's the first. Broadside hits the headshot, and that was getting a little bit dicey there at the end, Hot Sauce, but it is Holidaysburg to pull it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Quota almost turned that around, almost had the ace, and you got to think if maybe he hit that headshot there on Broadside, only 10 health remaining for Broadside, that he very well could have somehow clutched that round up in a 1v4 style situation. But nonetheless, Holidaysburg should have taken that round, but what cost? They lose a lot to the economy there while playing into the bonus, having some scrappy forces in here from Ion and I think Ape as well. But so on paper, Franklin Regional, the better rifles, they need to start getting some rounds here, though. They're 8-0. They're the dominating team that should be up on top. Holidaysburg looking to carry forward with this underdog story.
The story is going to be there. And honestly, I got to say, Viper, not a traditional pick here. But man, this wall has already given some struggles for Franklin Regional. It cuts off 3 out of the 4 entry points towards these different sites. We'll have to see how they deal with it. And again, it could be popped at any time. It can cut off the team, or it can just delay them by putting some damage in. But Broadside, the headshot there through that wall means it is going to drop. Rocksteady once again with that outlaw will take one back. But the spray through the box, the takedown is there. Unable to escape with that movement ability. The plant is going down. Another falls towards mid. And all of a sudden, this could be a round that Franklin Regional can win.
Yeah, I mean, they have these full rifles. It's a round that they need to win as well. Chroma tucked on the other side. We'll spot him here, and almost didn't, I thought, for a second, but able to find Chroma in that utility, a tough position. Ion knows there's at least one up here and potentially could look to upgrade the weapon, but will still have to make their way into heaven from behind the spray. Thought he got Phoenix, looked away a little too early, and Jeff with the flick, the triple kill, and Franklin Regional looking to climb their way back in it.
Huge triple kill, especially there onto the Phoenix. Like we said, one of those quick ultimates that you can get if you are finding those frags. Nonetheless, was a little bit of a force into that previous round, as you were talking about for Holidaysburg. They're going to have 2 Bulldogs, 2 Light Shields as well, but they'll still have 3 rifles to battle it out. And again, you look every single round, even though this is a very repetitive Viper wall. Again, Nautilus, I just really like this Viper wall. It cuts off so much vision.
Yeah, and it's annoying, right? You can't walk through it if you don't want that decay. It really slows down the push and kind of forces you more into the territory or more into the direction, that they want you to be in. And we see Jeff and crew right now, again, working toward that A site. That Viper wall comes up, the blind to help them kind of push into sight, which certainly is going to help a ton here. Touch to the switch, the spray, and unfortunately can't connect. Ohm and Mitch both finding big picks. Ape, with the blind, will get chopped down by Unlucky. Unlucky it was. Rocksteady with the trade, a bit of back and forth. The player advantage right now in the favor of Franklin, up by 1. Quota tucked in hell, and is down. Chroma up top, looking to push on the site. 1 and tree with a help. Rocksteady finds one. The drop. Quota is there waiting, and Quota has been a huge game changer here thus far for Franklin Regional.
Well, it definitely has been. It is a 2v1, somewhat doable if Rocksteady can isolate this duel under hell. The defuse is going to be baited out, but Mitch is there waiting with the headshot. So scary there at the end of it. It is only get down to 2 players. And again, this is the power of that Viper wall. Even though Holidaysburg don't win the round, you see just how much space you get from it. It ends up being a good little battle back. Unfortunately, it does mean the banks are going to be emptied for Holidaysburg.
Nothing left in the bank. We'll have to see what Llama thinks about this around here. All tied up 2-2. You see those scrappy buys coming in, and I mean, it's that risk reward. You know, it really hurts if you can't capitalize, but if you can scrap it out, if you can pull away with that dub in that round, it can certainly help set the tone and the pace moving forward for the next couple rounds. Most of the action right now, though, lingering up mid.
It's mid. Again, it is going to be an early shutdown from Jeff with the headshot. Reyna v. Reyna duel. This catwalk. Wait! Rocksteady's got the shotgun. Always playing with these different little set of weapons. The rifle's available. It looks so tasty. Go grab it. Go get it. But Jeff is waiting to make sure the punish is there. 4v3 now through mid. It's going to be Ions with a trade on back, but immediately Jeff is on a triple. That Empress is built up and available too. So they have a place of where they want to go. It is going to be that Viper Ball down and out of this one. So it's just going to be lurking through mid, seeing if they can catch off a late rotate. But it looks like B is going to be the choice here for Franklin Regional.
Yeah, you know, and Jeff is just absolutely popping off. I don't know why, but every time he gets a kill, I can't help but hear, "My name is Jeff." My man out here already a triple again this round. And they work so well together. They find these rotations as well. We talked about in the previous game how not enough teams are comfortable rotating. They just kind of continue to push through that utility, but we don't see that here with these Franklin regional teams.
There.
So really setting themselves up for success. Jeff and crew tucked into a good position, and this retake time is ticking away. They're going to have to quicken the pace, which is going to give away the intel to Jeff. The swing finds one, knows the other is there, and it's Chuck with a beautiful ace yet again, only here in round 5. Jeff is popping off.
Absolutely is. I mean, the ace, why not do it to him here at the end of it? This was, again, supposed to be that or eco type round, right? This was a little bit of a force on in, but at the same time, it was something you got a few picks back. You feel like now you have the ultimates, and honestly, Hod says we've got 7 ultimates here in this next round. It could be an absolute firefight between the two.
Yeah, and I want to see at least, 1 or 2 of these used from either team, really. We often talk about how when you get that ult for most players, you want to use it that round or the following round, and that's what we're going to see from the running back, who does get chopped down almost instantly. Ape able to get back to the gen in time, will be blind though, and looks to counter blind back the other direction. One already in the tree. Ape though finds one, dissipates away, looking to get into hell for safety, and does the blind. Potentially could repeat here. One at gen, the spray from Jeff, and unfortunately just 10 health for Ape. Will be chopped down. Jeff finds another. Chroma tucked into the tree. The lone member, a 1v2, has the ult, but it's kind of tough to use it when you're that last member here as well, and already has been spotted being chipped away in tree, looking to make their way toward heaven.
There's no plant though yet. The metal is still available. That decay is absolutely massive. If you can hit either a member or 2, isolate this 1v1 duel. That's what it possibly is going to be. Chroma going to walk out on here first. Not going to find the timing. And Jeff, back-to-back rounds where they pull off some huge set of kills. The ace in the previous one, the triple here for them. And the 4th round built up by Franklin Regional. They've only dropped that pistol and that extra, but you look at that scoreboard, Hot Sauce. 13-3, Jeff has started out this map.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I just keep seeing his name in the kill feed, from double kills to triple kills to an ace in round 5 as well. And who is this Jeff? Because he is insane at the moment. And it's unfortunate we don't always get to cast a lot of the D2 games throughout the regular season, but just a ton of talent here between this Franklin Regional D1 and D2 team.
Definitely is. Lots of talent is there. Unfortunately, they're going to have to keep on winning some of these rounds, and starting out this round with an early drop. It does look like they're going to have those 3 ultimates. It is going to be the shutdown of the Empress, though. Wasn't actually popped, but will die in the pockets for right now. Feels like possibly Clove, the only person that can hold this round along with KO beside them. Viper's Pit is up and available if they want to try and hold down with his sights, but the walkout, unlucky sitting there. And Jeff again finding their marker. The chase down of the ultimate there will be denied. It doesn't even matter. They're good to walk through the smokes and take the flawless round number 7.
Yeah, Ion trying to lurk in that smoke. Almost got a pick there, but Jeff with the quick flick will find him. And after being down 2-0, they find themselves up 5-2 here after getting those rifles in hand. But, we've seen some scrappy buys. Not quite a real full buy yet from Hollidaysburg, which we are going to get into this round here. A full set of rifles, full armor here as well. 2 ults on deck. So we'll see if they can utilize to the full potential. Unfortunately, they're facing against 4 alts and a team that is beginning to feel all of that confidence as they hit their stride.
Confidence is going, and Jeff wants to pop this ultimate as early as they can in the half. It's going to be the lockdown combined with that Empress to push on forward. Broadside is sitting for just a second as the headshot goes on through. Do not want to get detained here, though. It's just going to be Broadside waiting and watching. Mitch, the headshot, the trade is there. Rocksteady, it's going to be the one player detained, but Chroma, it's okay. Chroma's there to back up their teammate, so I love that. They just say, sure, you've got a lockdown. We've got rifles. We've got the walkout here. Ape is going to still hit the blind, and Chroma there to back up their teammate once again. Confidence in this round for Hollidaysburg. And I got to say, still a 3v1. 100 HP on Omen main, and does have the ultimate and the spike, so maybe some plays to be had. Will they check the left first? Chroma caught with the knife out. All of a sudden, it's a 2v1.
And unfortunately, Chroma has been caught with that utility or a knife a couple times here now late in these rounds. So just needs to take a deep breath and reset. Remember, no audio intel. The Roomba, though, will find it. But Omen finding the 2-piece. And just like that, from a 3v1 to a 1v1, we'll go ahead and pop the ult over to the B site. Should be an easy, free plan. And now KO, Ion, the lone member, has to find a way to clutch this up. They desperately need another round here in the bag, but this is going to be a really tough retake, especially having to play through all of this utility that comes on reset from Omen.
Going to be tough, but it's going to be that 1v1, and all it takes is a couple of bullets here from Ions, who again has that HP advantage, is going to chuck in the flash to start things off. This is possibly a huge round like we talk about for the economy as well. Ryan's going to walk in first. The spray is there. The through the box triple from Omen main. We said it was going to be doable, and it is done. The 3v1, it's there, and the 6th round picked up from Franklin Regional.
8-0 on the regular season for a reason. Continuing this run as well through the playoffs, and it just goes to show, you know, those pistol rounds, they can help dictate the pace, but they don't have to. When you get those rifle rounds and you're flexing back and forth, you go on these long runs. It's very beneficial to you. But in games like Valorant or Counter-Strike, you have these long runs back and forth. So if you are that team that's down, that's why you cannot let it get this. Can't let it discourage you. You can't let it affect you mentally. You just have to take a deep breath, reset, and go one round at a time. If they can do it, you can do it as well, and maybe even better.
Gotta do it better here. Ape, fortunately 14 HP, destroys the blind, but Jet knows their timings. Jeff, able to hit the headshot there, walk on out and hit it. Unfortunately, it's gonna be, it looks like that ultimate pop from KO here relatively early, trying to cut down some of that utility, but Broadside caught, trying to, the snake bite, it looked like. Ion's able to get one back at least. But at this point, you have the res available. If Ions goes down, it just feels like you've already lost so much space. You've already lost another player to try and res you. And that is going to be all she wrote. Not a flawless one, but 4 players surviving. Franklin Regional pick up their 7th round in a row.
7 in a row, and it doesn't look like they have any plans of slowing down anytime soon. Of course, the bonuses from the loss are there, but again, because, you know, we've seen Hollidaysburg kind of force into these rounds, they're going to have to be back on an eco here as well. So it looks like, you know, ideally you want to stay around that 1,800 to 2,000 mark, depending on the agent you have. It does look like they are going to do that. So we talked about the economy being an important battle here as well, looking to utilize that. But again, Franklin Regional now 7 in a row. They have to find a way to slow them down, but it's going to be tough to do on this eco round. So at a minimum, you'd like to see them get at least 2 picks, but 3 would be phenomenal.
Rocksteady holding steady again. No, doesn't find the trade that they need. Unlucky, very lucky to walk away with their life there. Actually able to hit the headshot. That was why. Now Ape able to hit a headshot of their own. The Sheriff doing some work here, but at this point, like you said, just want to get a few of those picks if possible. You are on this eco, and you have those 2 players a little bit more split up. You hear in the rain of footsteps back through spawn as well. Should just be 1v1 trade. Blind going in, nice little flash, and Ape actually winning that out. Picking up a rifle, and Ions all of a sudden, they have shut the spike down. Only a ghost in their hands, they're going to walk forward. Unlucky did heal up as Phoenix from their own flames. Through the fire and the flames, Ape will battle on! Oh, the triple kills the run it back, but needs to kill him again. The blind is there, and everything there for Ape as the quadra clutches in.
A beautiful job from Ape, and this is what Hollidaysburg needed. They were struggling a little bit and really looking like they were going to lose that round as well. Ape absolutely popping off, going bananas over here, and with that could breathe a little life into this Hollidaysburg team. I would love to see him get at least another round here, but ideally we'd like to see him win out and make this first half not as bad as it looked on paper initially.
Definitely could get a lot closer. 7-5 would be a nice end result here if you could take it. However, it is going to be, again, that exact same Viper wall, allowing only the entrance through B main. But it's all about if Broadside can survive and does have that Viper's Pit if things get a little bit spicy. But right now, Jeff, we've seen them clutch so many times before. Open rounds, and Unlucky and Mitch, talk about opening things. They're going to combine for a double. To be a little bit careful. Here's Chroma is waiting in the wings with the headshot, but again, it's just the teamwork. Franklin Regional, they are a pack team. They walk together. However, Ape building up a couple of picks of their own, building up an entire pack of them. Does have the Empress. The smoke going in and denying out some of this vision. Ape could go massive. The walk-in sees the rifle. That's already a double for Ape. They're going to hit the reset, and it could be the Quadra. The plant is denied. The triple is in. It seems like Ape, they are clinical in this round. They still need to clutch up this 2v1.
We talked about Franklin Regional coming into stride, but now I think it's Ape who has found a stride of their own. 2 crazy rounds in a row. And now, to find this fade dodge. Beautiful crosshair placement up the lane. Ape bringing the pain. A 4K yet again. Now 7-4. And what looked like kind of a rough first half has now been reeled in. And if they can get this final round, if they can take, a 5th round in the bag before halftime, not only is it really much more feasible, but they've gotten 3 in a row at that point. The confidence then switches in their favor. They had luck in the pistol round previously. If they could win this one and then the next 2, we very well could be tied up 7-7. They have 4 ults on deck, and I want to see them all used here in the final round of the first half.
Looks like no Viper's wall this time that we have been seeing for 11 rounds straight. Rock steady. They're pulling out every single weapon out of the store here today. And this Viper's Pit don't want to drop first. Broadside, as they die here, is going to make that Viper's Pit drop. And it is going to mean an open opportunity for this A site. You know there's no Viper wall now as well. The Showstopper, the Empress, up and available on the other side. Have to go fast if you want to try and get those resets. Blind is going to be almost destroyed, but the 4 seeing from Ape, slowly running out of that Empress, but walking forward. Rocksteady stopping the stow, the triple kill, and Ape doubles up as well. Looked pretty bad at the start, but man, are they online.
Rocksteady out there bebopping them with a triple kill, and I liked the move from Ape as well, finding the pick, dissipating. Because you're in that ult, you have that full invisibility, actually jumping over the head of the Omen, getting behind him in Generator, allowing him to find that pick with ease. Just a phenomenal round by Hollidaysburg, and a great way to end that first half after being in quite a bit of trouble. If they could, again, as we mentioned before the half, if they can find a way to win this pistol round, if things go as planned on paper, Valorant throws wrenches in there, but we should find ourselves tied up.
I'd love to see it. And again, I want to see overtime. I want to see extra maps. I want to see as much Valorant as we can get. But we're starting off here. It's all down to Jeff hearing the trample of the footsteps. It's going to be quickly escaping back towards that backside. And look at the Viper wall placement once again. So much pressure possibly to take onto this A site. So much vision to cut on down. And the A side is going to be theirs. It might have to be a retake for Franklin Regional, but it's going to be this duel under hell. Omen main Jeff both started out and seeing everything. It is Jeff again in these rounds, only dropping 1. What a good collapse.
Yeah, just a phenomenal play there as well. The Viper wall was putting in some work, but we saw Jeff able to stay on the other side, find 2 picks, and then collect on Viper when they pushed through. So just really good placement of the agents, really good situational awareness, which we know that they continue to have. So, we were hoping, just for the sake of more Valorant, that Hollidaysburg could have taken that pistol round, but no pistol round, no plant, not the extra funds. Unfortunately, won't be able to force into this round as well. So if they can find a way to upset Franklin Regional here, they can continue to push forward, but it is going to be a tough round for them.
Won't have the funds to do it, but maybe they have got the skill. They are walking right in towards the 1 out of 2 sites that is a setup for KJ. Unlucky, actually seeing some info early on. We'll back up and not go for it again. You don't want to try and battle into them. You want them to walk into you towards these SMGs, into these better weaponries. Some classics on the board for the Hollidaysburg squad is rocking up Catwalk, getting some extra space here. However, they might meet some resistance. Walking in through the gardens here, and Omen with their back turned takes a bullet or two, but doesn't die. And a lot of space actually taken towards the A site. Would love to see a plant go down, but Jeff with the headshot. The paint shells are going to try and zone this team out as the plant goes down, but Jeff with the SMG kill again. It is already a 5v3, and it really feels like Rocksteady has to go massive on this angle, but it's just classics again. Jeff is on a triple here, 1 away from the ultimate, and only 1 falls as they take their 9th round.
Yeah, easy to fuse coming in. And honestly, Hollidaysburg is pressuring onto these sites nicely. They're getting control. They're finding the plant, but it's that post plant. They're not really getting set up too well in that mix. Jeff and crew are doing a good job of kind of crashing in while they're trying to find that setup, finding these retakes before they can really get that post plant set up. So again, Hollidaysburg with some great initial entries, but they got to find a way to try and lock it down once they get on the site.
Does really feel tough though with this composition. Again, with the Viper, you can get yourself in, but it is a lot harder, like you said, to hold down that site. It's going to be a little bit easier if Franklin Regio do decide to just play that retake, let them get that little bit of space, and then shut it down, especially if you have something like the lockdown. Either way, we are getting ready to go here. Round number 15. And one that you feel like, again, Hollidaysburg, they've got the weaponry, they've got the rifle round. What do they have in terms of the creativity? Once again, walking in towards the Kochoy setup is going to be Alarm Bot up and activated. Everything going. The Swarm Grenade catching. It feels like almost everybody. The walk is fast, and Ions will be able to take down the KJ, which is massive to shut down that utility. Once again, it flies down to this retake, and Unlucky already able to heal back up.
No, you don't.
Oh, and through the wall gets Ion as well, who was tucked up into the corner on the box. Unlucky just trying to heal. We'll find another one, and that is some big luck for Unlucky, finding the other with a triple. Boda rushes in, gets bronzeside here as well, and with that, the defusal comes into play. I have to say, I really like this comp, though, because you have KJ for that defensive side of things. You have KJ to hold that flank. You have flashes or blinds from Omen, from Phoenix, from Reyna. You have the fades as well, and of course that Haunt, which gives you the extra intel. There's just so much really good utility here that's being used to a T from Franklin Regional, whether they were attacking the site or looking for those retakes, and this comp just works really, really well for them.
Does. Yeah, it's a retake composition. They're okay giving you that space, and then they get a couple picks on that rotate in, and then they'll just slam you with that utility. That is the plan, but for right now, a little bit of a force up from Hollidaysburg. They don't feel like they have enough rounds to give where they can full eco, and I'll give it to them. Yeah, they are down 5. It is their opponents 2 away from guaranteeing overtime.
Spike down
Coda
mid.
going to deny that little bit of early buy-in. The Outlaw done and dusted. That spike dropped as well as the repickup goes through. Quota was dropped to 10 HP, so this could be a place you pressure, look to try and pick up the Vandal. At the same time, you did lose your Outlaw. You also lost your Clove, who can smoke after death, but that metal, such a big piece of utility for that decay, won't be there for them.
Yeah, unfortunately won't quite have it. Abe is going to find Jeff here as well. So that ult will be knocked to the wayside. They still have the run it back here as well, though. They could potentially force and push onto site. They're kind of giving up a lot of space on the A site. We'll see 8 begin to pressure Omen. Tucked into the corner. Doesn't really check the angle, though, and that is unfortunate. 8 will go down. Unlucky gets bronzeside through the wall. Ion will trade back, but at what cost? Now in a 3v1, tucked into hell. The spray is there, but forgot to reload. The mag is empty, and Omen will wrap it up 11-5 as they continue to push forward.
It's unfortunate. You know, hindsight is 2020. Obviously, up here from the cast booth, it's hard to say either way. But, you know, to invest into that round, it does not fully invest, but at least half invest. Doesn't feel the greatest. It will still be full rifles, it feels like, for every single member of Hollidaysburg here in this round number 17. At the same time, there's 3 ultimates available on the other side. This defense is going to be stacked and ready to go, especially with that run it back. You can just take so much space and deny those early entries.
Yeah, and they don't really have anything to deal with this B setup from KJ other than paint shells. If they could use those paint shells early just to blow up those traps who are all placed right around that doorway, they can find some value and push on the site. Unfortunately, it's Quota at mid finding Ape, and with Ape down, it does spell trouble. 11-5, one away from match point. Everybody kind of a little confused at mid right now, trying to decide where they want to go after losing that first member.
It's been clutch. And they battle in towards the other side. There's the headshot. No Phoenix ult here, at least in this round. Omen main gonna pop some extra utility. It's the walkout from Mitch as the Empress popped as well as everybody running forward for this pincer play. But the health bars are low. Chroma, the headshot. You look and see if Reyna can just get one reset here to get the HP back. Chroma's tucked behind box. The headshot, the head peek there from Ions, but Omen main. The transfer with the spray hits both of them and gets the 12th round here for Franklin Regional.
Yeah, now at match point, a tough battle for Hollidaysburg. Again, many moments of greatness. They were battling back very nicely at the end of that first half as well. But unfortunately, it's more of that defensive side of map. And now Jeff and crew really beginning to take control, being able to utilize these agents as well. Now at match point, 12-5. Still a best of 3, however. So Hollidaysburg won't be out of it just yet, but I'd love to see him start putting some rounds together. Even if they do potentially lose this game, I'd like to see him string some rounds together, maybe make it an 8, 9, 12.
Oh. I'd love to see it as well. You talk about that whole cluster of Killjoy utility taking Ape down to 21 HP. Along with the spray that helped out. That Viper wall, though, is huge. It cuts down a lot of angles, and Rocksteady's able to pick up one. They need to take the site, though, and not lose that many members. Omen main dropping one. Jeff drops another as Chroma wants to get back in this round. There's the reset. Ape may have been dropped in early, but uses that invulnerability. Unfortunately, Unlucky has the op. 2v1. The op shot could be the one to end it here, and that it will. Unlucky with the headshot to do him in as Franklin Regional takes this first map.
He said he's unlucky because it's all skill, and we certainly got to see that showcased here in map number 1 on Ascent. Franklin Regional, again, just absolutely dominating it. And we saw Hollidaysburg start off nicely. Really had a tough transition in that middle game, began to battle back, but all that momentum was kind of stifled by that halftime, having to start back with those pistols. So hopefully they can reset here from game number 2. But man, we got to talk about Jeff for a second. An ace in round 5, multiple double quadra kills, and really just putting a statement on game number 1.
Really was. And honestly, like, you go back to not only those big plays that they were making, but also, again, you talk about Reyna, an agent that is only a 6 ultimate orb ultimate. Like, that Empress was being popped as soon as he got it every single time, every which way. I would also like to say, Viper, again, not a traditional pick. I got to give some claps out to Hollidaysburg. They had some really good plans with the Viper. That setup on defense, a couple of really good walls on offense. I'd be interested to see if maybe they bring Viper to a different map as well.
Yeah, I mean, we do see a lot more Viper, but you're right, not really on Ascent. I mean, Ascent is a map that we really don't hardly ever see Viper on. So I like the mix and things there, and really kind of giving the other team something that they maybe haven't really looked at throughout the regular season. So kind of changing up some of those strategies. But now Hollidaysburg will have a chance to pick a map of their own coming off of the ban from Franklin Regional. So, things may sway at a different direction here. Because like I said, we saw many moments of greatness from Hollidaysburg. There were a few rounds that they probably should have taken that they didn't, unfortunately. So maybe they'll find a map they're a little more comfortable on. They can have that team synergy, or maybe something that's a little more suiting to their comp, or that Viper play style. I know Breeze is a popular one for Viper. So we'll have to see what they opt to go with. I kind of feel like the compositions probably won't change too much in this one, though.
I mean, we'll have to see. I want to see a lot of those changes. I want to see those adaptations because, like we said, all the stakes are on the line. Like, there's no double elimination. I know, it's hard to see one of these teams go for how hard they have battled throughout the entirety of the regular season. But that's just the way it works. I mean, grand finals on the line. You got to go through the toughest if you want to be the best. And a couple of updates across our bracket here for our Division 2 bracket. It looks like Albert Gallatin was able to take that best of 1 quarterfinal remake from last week. They won that one this week. They'll be moving on to play Richland next Monday. And we also have Forest Hills currently up 10-5 over the number 1 seed over Excuse me, on our other stream. It choked me up.
10-5 over Greater Altoona.
Yeah.
Is it map 1, do you know?
It is map 1, yes.
That's insane. I mean, we say it's insane because Greater Altoona has been undefeated for 2 seasons now. They are the GOATs, the former champs as well. But Forest Hills has been playing lights out. Skip more on that duelist role now. So it is surprising that they're down by that much, but it doesn't surprise me because Forest Hills has a very talented program over there as well. But yes, special thanks to Llama for keeping us updated on those other games. Franklin Regional still has at least one more game to get through if they want to secure their spot here as well. And as you mentioned, Richland did make it through, the only other undefeated team here in Division 2 as well. So Franklin Regional, Richland haven't met down here in D2. That very well could be the championship, but Hollidaysburg was playing great there. Hopefully they can kind of carry that forward on their map pick, and give us a map 3. I don't know if they've all agreed today, Llama, to do Ascent then Bind. But they really don't want us having any variety up here today. But nonetheless, I'm sure both teams are going to bring the action.
No variety, but definitely the action indeed. And you know what you said, guaranteed one more map. But come on, I want it to go the distance. I think these two teams absolutely deserve it. And you talk about, again, Hollidaysburg coming in as the 5 seed here, having to upset last week to even get towards this position. We'll see if they can pull off the upset again. We talked about Viper. You talked about those kind of non-changing compositions. It looks like Hollidaysburg is going to stick with what they had too.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that we wouldn't see very many changes as far as the comp goes. That's why I thought maybe they would opt to go with a map that's a little more suiting to Viper. Again, we see a lot more Viper these days, but it's on those Lotuses and those Breezes and things like that. Again, Bind isn't really a map that we typically see a lot of Viper on. There are some really good walls, as well as the ult does potentially lock down an entire site. Cypher is a staple on any map at this point. So potentially we could have Cypher locking down that B site, having Viper play on the A site there as well. So I do like the idea of it. Hopefully it will play out in their favor right now, though. Jeff and them deciding who wants Sky, and then they're going to go back to that Reyna Fade mix-up here as well. So really not many differences as we kind of expected. We do see Unlucky on the Yoru instead of the Phoenix. And again, it's always fun to watch a really good Yoru. They can turn almost any map into their own personal playground.
Couple bit of changes there in their composition, and honestly, I think it will be interesting also to see Franklin Regional. They got to pick which side they started on, so they chose attacking side here. It will be that defense of Hollidaysburg going to be tested, and ISO and the Cypher look to be the change-ups for Franklin Regional. I think, like you said, you could bring a lot of power with these, but Cypher specifically, not that great on offense. So you'll have to find some rounds here if you can. Trust in your defense, but you also talk about, we don't see a lot of Vipers here. It's true, but it also means that possibly Franklin Regional doesn't know the lineups against it, doesn't know how to play against it. We'll have to see how they do starting this pistol.
Yeah, it's interesting, and maybe it's a Franklin Regional thing. Excuse me. But we saw the same thing in the last map, in the last series as well. Franklin opting to go with that attack side first. And it really worked out in their benefit. They were able to get quite a bit of rounds on that attacking side. So, maybe it's part of that coaching program. They certainly seem to have a very good program over there, as they've been dominant both D1, D2 in their first season here as well. Most of the action now, though, Llama, heading toward that B site.
He said, here we go. We're going quick. Viper's wall already cutting it down, but Jeff already cutting people down. Ape gets that first blood, but at the same time, it's a 1-for-1. Those Cypher trips are going to make it a little bit tough to keep that push on going. But Jeff has made some good distance, walking all the way into elbow, and Bodo with that headshot. I mean, they are just flooding the site, playing together. Rocksteady was steady with the sheriff, but unfortunately had the legs cut out from under them. Chroma can't get anything back, and it's the triple kill to start for Jeff. You talk about a player who is already halfway to getting their ultimate. That is huge to start out this map.
Yeah, and Jeff you can tell that the confidence is exuberating on the battlefield. I mean, ego peeking everywhere, running, swinging, the Ferrari peaks, taking the shots, hitting the shots, and the confidence is just absolutely there, and as it should be. I mean, he's had a killer first game, already starting off nice here in game number 2 as well. Mix up the strategy a bit. First strong push goes to be this one, looking to set up outside of A.
little bit interesting as well. It looks like you talked about, Cypher and Viper can kind of hold down their own sites immediately. Lucky is going to get this first little trade going on in, swings around the corner, and the ISO, so much potential for that 1v1 duels with the double tap. So going back on into it and hitting it again. Again, this shield is just so good to defend against the damage. They'll take over this A site. But like I was saying, the Cypher and Viper both put on the exact same site, trying to hold down B. The double tap still activated, but Ape actually with that classic will be able to hit the headshot. Cage going to shut down some vision for a little bit of time. But again, this is a round that should be won by Franklin Regional. They have so much better weaponry. It could have been the pickup here. Broadside has the Ghost. Their teammate might have a little bit better of something. Just the Spectre in the hands, going to have to play against Jeff. The blind doesn't connect, just walks through it. Headshot, why not? But now the long range going to make it a little bit tougher. It is going to be the connection. Oh, that fade retake utility we talked about before. Going in, and the play already seems to be going on out. It's the triple, though, from Abe. They're not walking away empty-handed. They will get 4. The final one actually falling towards that spike explosion. So a costly second round, but a round 1 nonetheless from Franklin Regional.
Yeah, you know, I mean, a round they were expected to win. The fact that Hollidaysburg got 4 picks on that eco round is absolutely huge for them as they begin to put a damper on that economy. But now they have to put that to use. They have to make sure that they capitalize and take this 3rd round. I don't know if they had a bit of a scrappy buy in there because it doesn't look like we're seeing full rifles from them as well. We see that Marshall coming in, the Bulldog here as well. So unfortunately not quite on the same page, but they should still have that slight rifle advantage.
The hope. You got that little bit of extra funds, you got the better weaponry, and hopefully you've got some momentum. You don't want to give them a 7 streak of rounds that they got in that previous map. A Broadside has to go massive here. First is going to be looking and gets the shots on through, but it's going to be the Sheriff on the other side. Dinking the shields on down, but nonetheless Broadside will escape back to safety, popping that Viper wall. And again, it's just so much cutoff of that area unless you want to take so much damage walk on in. The headshot onto Unlucky. That double tap not able to be built back up. Omen Main trying to escape here and taking a couple bullets in towards the back. But it's a 3v5. It's still relatively doable if you can walk your way on in. And from the looks of it, A looks a little bit more open than B does as well.
He looks a little bit more open. Mitch, though, you know, at the end of that last round, Mitch was running without looking. You know, and he ended up getting killed by the spike explosion. So I wonder if maybe there's a bit of a technical issue as we do see Mitch still stuck in that spawn here as well. So a good decision from Franklin Regional to take as much time as they possibly can. But Broadside Omen here tucked into the corner, 5v2 situation. And again, they really just want to eat up as much time as they can, potentially look to get him back. And if they are having some issues, maybe let somebody know in chat so we could potentially get that technical pause timer in play for them.
Left. Last player standing.
Pause after the round. It does end, of course.
A.
Can't pause right in the middle of it, but we'll get Chroma with a nice little shot. So finally down towards this, and it will be a really, really good round for Hollidaysburg, even though Mitch was not able to play 100% in it. So yeah, that technical pause is going to fly on in and through. Franklin Regional leading overall in map score in that 1-0. Again, this is the second map and possibly the final one of the day. At the same time, Hollidaysburg are looking good. It's really interesting, like we were both talking about actually, Hot Sauce, where you have the Viper, you have the Cypher. They can hold down each of their own sites on their own, but having them hold on the same site, it makes it kind of interesting. It's kind of like that mind game. Like, do you really want to push into a Cypher and a Viper, or do you want to push into our 3-stack on the other side?
Yeah, you know, and it's smart to force them into 2 decisions that both stink, right? Because at the end of the day, it's really hard to find a win out of it. But you know, it's those types of things that get put in front of you that make champions, and certainly that's what we're seeing here today. Viper wall will go down toward the B side. Everybody's stuck in spawn at the moment as this pause is out, and we look to see that hopefully we can get Mitch loaded back in here with little to no problems. Unfortunately, as everybody knows, with technology, as much fun as it is, there are some issues that do come along with it. So we certainly appreciate everybody's patience as we work to get Mitch loaded back in here. But a very interesting and fun start nonetheless to this game number 2.
This goes here.
I mean, like I've said before, both these two teams, it's not like we're watching two teams that just like, okay, they got a free win in the previous round, they did nothing in the regular season. Like, they've battled towards this point. They have earned their spot to play for a spot in that grand finals. And you talk about, again, at the Division 2 level, Hot Sauce, this is just so much talent we are already seeing here today.
Yeah, and I guess while we have this quick pause, we'll bounce over to the Forest Hills Greater Altoona game. First map is on bind, which is most likely Greater Altoona's pick, but Greater Altoona has found a way to battle back after being down by a ton. They are only down by one, currently active in a timeout over there, as well as teams look to talk over some last-minute strategies. But Greater Altoona, the GOATs, looking to reel it back on the other side of things. That's got to be just an equally as exciting game here as we get that much closer to the championship.
Definitely is. And it's honestly a surprising one to me because, again, Valor was stacked towards the top end of it for Division 1. Forest Hills the team that I would not have expected to be the number 4 seed. And unfortunately, them being the 4 seed, it means only one of the two of them will be there for the grand finals for Division 1. We got to assume, though, we might be seeing some of the other Forest Hills squads. And that's the nice thing. It's not just about Valor. We're going to be able to see so many different esports titles at that grand finals on May 19th.
Yeah, we've seen Forest Hills in the Rocket League time and time again, but it's one of those things. I wouldn't really expect Forest Hills to be that number 4 seed. I would expect them to be a little higher, as they typically perform well. But then at the same time, if you tell me that they're doing this to Greater Altoona on Greater Altoona's map, who's been undefeated for 2 seasons, I'd also go, yeah, because I mean, they have a plethora of talent as well for many, many seasons. They have a phenomenal program, a wonderful teacher and coach in Grove as well. And so as much as I want to say it surprises me, deep down it doesn't, because there's just so much skill, so much talent littered throughout the entirety of TEC. And, as we often say, it's only growing. It's only getting bigger next year with PIEA as well. And my excitement for these kids, for these students, their opportunities just continues to grow with the amount of fun I've also been having.
We've been having fun, they've been having fun, and now it's time to get back to our match. It looks like Mitch is reconnected, hopefully the mouse working this time, and it could not have come at a better moment, because this match, this round right here specifically, could influence the match so much. This is a little bit of a rifle round. You've got an outlaw for sure, not the most money, but this is a round that Hollidaysburg you need to win. Once again, that force up on the decision. Do you play into Rocksteady, who has been, unironic to the name, very steady throughout the entirety of this series, or do you play into that double roller setup? It is going to be unlucky. First with a bit of trades, and Iams has had a really good series for themselves too. Is going to take the headshot to start things out. Bet Metal, so dangerous with that decay, pushing them back, delaying the time, and look at how much space Broadside is taking on the other side of the map too.
Yeah, really got a lot of space taken already up, looking to find that flank, which also gives the team a lot of intel, letting them know they need to just stay put on that A site. Nothing looking toward B here as well. And because of this slow push from Franklin Regional, it's really allowed them to get into position. Now we hear the stampede, but it's to the portal. Oh my, things could really work out in their favor. They have a potential 5v1. The trigger comes in, the spray to the wall. Ape trying to remain patient, able to find one, and it's Jeff. The Juggernaut has been taken out. Quota will find the trade on the exchange. The plant will fall here as well. And Hollidaysburg looking to get into position here for the retake. Rocksteady will find one with a Bulldog. Mitch back and ready. Finds the trade. Broadside here back and forth. Now on a 3v1. They have the advantage. They need to work together. And they do. Ian will wrap it up after being down 2-0. Now all tied up here once more. And this is kind of how it started, only in the opposite direction in that previous game, Llama.
Very true. Yeah, it started out with Hollidaysburg able to pick up those 2 first rounds, and then a couple rounds in a row. The difference this time, though, is, again, it's Hollidaysburg on their defensive side. This is a side they're going to need to win. It cannot be, even 5-7 feels relatively bad if you give that many rounds over to such a good squad like Franklin Regional. At the same time, you destroyed their economy. You won the rifle round, and now you have to make that decision again. Even if that broadside flanking play even if that didn't work out, the decision making has been really good. The force into the teleporter, and then the collapse from behind. Let's see what they do with this outlaw, though, up on high ground.
I love the outlaw here as well, and a nice little new addition in that last season to Valorant. Patience being displayed at the moment. Chroma and crew here holding Rocksteady, watching that short. There's the peek from unlucky Rocksteady with a nice controlled spray, finds one. The swing from bathrooms. Chroma does get one, but Mitch with the Sheriff able to find one of their own. The plant going down, but Ian now Quota with a trade back and forth. 3v2 advantage is theirs, and the health advantage, excuse me, favoring them as well.
Spike planted.
Health feels good. I do gotta say, this is an eco round. You do not want to lose any more than the 2 you have already lost. Holding on, waiting to try and hit that decay here, but it's just gonna pop some of those smokes off early. Ape with a headshot. Mitch from behind will trade it out, and Mitch is on a triple. Has the neural theft, but it's just gonna take the duel. Chroma saves what could have been an absolutely thrifty round. The defuse as well will get them one away from that not dead yet ultimate.
Yeah, again, Hollidaysburg now 3-0. It's almost an opposite repeat from the previous game, but the difference here, Franklin Regional taking out 4 members, looking to put a damper on that economy. See what they can string together here in these next few rounds. As we do see, the economy has kind of been built here for everybody, but maybe Ape. So going to still be able to find that full buy. Franklin Regional now finds them in a position for the first time in maybe a long time, if ever, to where if they don't win this round, they're going to find themselves losing the next one as well.
I don't want to be in that diseconomical position, but you talk about those ultimates. Specifically, I'm looking at the ISO ultimate. We've seen the double tap in this kit be used already from ISO before. If you can get someone in towards that 1v1, it is so quick to transition that into a flood into the site. However, Ion is just holding this close angle. Once again, Rocksteady being so steady. It's going to be the swing on through from Mitch and hitting through the box. It's absolutely massive for them. 4v4, but the ultimate's still going to be there. Chroma, the cut down, and now look at this angle. Look at the space. Look at the double headshot for them. They're going to push their way on forward, but unfortunately, they did lose their high ground control. So for Rocksteady, not going to be able to battle back in this one. The snakebite connecting, it looks like from behind as well. Broadside pushing forward, seeing the shoulder, but not able to get it. Ape there to back him up through the box. 2v1, but a story we have seen before. That spike is down, the location is revealed, and Mitch could be trapped off in showers in a 2v1 that they don't have the HP to win for sure. They don't, but it's down. 1v1, surely Chroma again, not this time, not this day. Mitch with the quadra.
Yeah, and that's why the buddy system is so important. You have a 2v1, you have the spike down, you have Mitch locked into the bathroom as well, but you choose to give him 2 1v1s instead. And even with that DK, Mitch didn't have much health, but he had skill. He had aim, and he had crosshair placement, and that's all you need. 9-3, the mouse working fine now, baby, as Franklin Regional ties it back up.
That goes there.
Back up off of such a back and forth round 2. Neural theft used as well from that defensive side of Hollidaysburg. And ultimate, they will not have here in this 7th. We'll have to see how the information is looking. Once again, do you walk into this Viper, Cypher, Combo Nation? All 3 of the ultimates that Hollidaysburg have are sitting on the other side of the map. Ape only sitting with a Sheriff. Already going to try and break that blind. It's going to be a nice little tripwire triggered, and that's the power. The ISO ultimate pushing their way on forward. ISO, Ape! They're pushing their way in. No! No way! Quadra already, don't you do it to him. The ace with the Sheriff on the cards here. And Chroma's got an operator. I mean, starting out from this round where they didn't have money, that's the power of the tripwire, baby. That's the power of the Cypher, and they're clearing out all these angles. You know Ape wants it more than anything. Gets to upgrade the weaponry as well. Broadside is going to see it. Ace still available, but Ions will shut it down, even if the ace isn't there. A much-needed confidence-boosting round from Hollidaysburg.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to push into those trips if you don't have a way to destroy them. And honestly, I'm surprised they don't use Fade to kind of go in there and find the intel for those trips. But, what a crazy round like that also does for Hollidaysburg is it's going to kind of want to force Franklin away from that B site. Okay, Cypher has some crazy trips up here. They're annoying. They're hard to see because Viper's wall's on the way too. Let's work toward A. Let's stay away from that. Yeah. And so we see Viper setting up that wall over there, but then also rotating back to A so that if they see that, there's some false information as to where Viper actually is. Hollidaysburg coming up with some big brain plays. I love to see the strategies unfolding from both of these teams.
It's really nice to see the Viper strategies, but they got to walk with this fast play. Ions shutting down the worst weaponry here with Unlucky. Proto walk on in with the classic, able to trade back. That's going to be a weapon picked up, but they still have to deal with this operator on high ground, and Chroma's just got the angles. Broadside finishing off another. It's going to be a nice little location reveal with the camera. Remaining. Should be a nice easy walk on through. Buddy system played once again. Headshot is there, and Chroma a double up with that operator. That's the tough part. You know, you can push into that B, you can make it hard for yourself, or you can push into the operator on the other side of the map. It's going to be a nice defuse at the end of the day, and the 5th round, huge here for Hollidaysburg's defense.
Yeah, you know, I feel like if I was Franklin Regional, I would have opted to go on defense first because of situations like this. But, you know, Hollidaysburg having a lot of success here on defense. You love to see it. If they can continue to push this momentum forward and ensure that they get at least 7 on this defensive side, they're going to be sitting really pretty heading into that next half as well. And, you know, Franklin Regional, after dominating that first game, I think it was like 13-4, 13-5. You know, Hollidaysburg making some great adjustments and a map that they've gotten to pick as well. So, you know, making sure that they're playing well on their map pick. They've been inserting their dominance. We'll see if they can continue to do so now as all the action again heading back to the A side. I think they're a little bit scared of that B side because of all of that insane utility over there.
Not walk into the controllers. That's why they're named that way, but also tough to walk into Ions. They've been picking up kills all day long. The Clove ultimate to get themselves back. And this is going to be pressure through from Omen Main. The trades are there, though, and Broadside is down to 4 HP. Very, very quick round so far. Franklin Regional, they are left with 2 ultimates, one of those being the ISO ultimate. You can take one into it. It feels good, but unfortunately just doesn't have the health to battle back. Omen Main going to look for that spike take and teleport onto the B site. The really good play, but at the same time, you're in a 3v1. You've got to clutch up.
Yeah, has the smokes here to help. Unfortunately, one rotating in from behind. Rocksteady not too far off. The op shot just a little to the right, though, as he was still stepping. Unfortunately, Omen Main, we've seen some crazy clutches already from both him and Mitch. Now it's his turn. Unfortunately, Ape has been going bananas as well. Tucked onto the site. Spike ticking away, most likely waiting for that audio cue here. Rocksteady from behind with the op. Is known that they're there. And now the footsteps, the pitter-patter, the running spray from Ape, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. My man, these last 2 rounds has been insane.
Going crazy. From behind, gets the pincer play, and that's 6 rounds as well for Hollidaysburg. I love the fast play, I love that investment, and honestly, almost got the clutch as well on that player once that op shot missed, but now you talk about those ultimates. It was a few rounds ago where Franklin Regional not only had control, but they had ultimate economy going their way. Does feel like here, I really need to see this ISO ultimate used relatively soon. I mean, you've only got a couple rounds left, so you probably won't get another one, but holding on to these ultimates, it really feels like Hollidaysburg is just winning out with the strategies right now.
Yeah, you know, and they know the sniper's up top. They very well could find that ult, take them out, and then, you know, have people rush into that site as well, just in case that battle isn't won. You can find them on the respawn, but Broadside holding the smoke here as a moment. The pressure, we'll see Mitch sneak in. Jeff finding Ion here as well. The first pick giving him the advantage. Broadside looking to back off and play slowly for that retake. Promo with the op from above, finding one. Jeff, though, continues the pressure. The showstopper in hand, spots some, but it doesn't connect. Ape, however, will take him out through the wall bang here. And now on a 3v3, the neural theft, the intel, Rocksteady, Bebop, and Unlucky. Omen tucked him to the corner. The op shot tries to ring through. The teleport comes in, but Rocksteady and Ape will shut him down. Hollidaysburg is looking absolutely devastating here in match number 2.
Looking so good. They're playing so well together. And honestly, a round where I was going to give so much props to Franklin Regional. The start of that round where they go in, they take pressure, they get the plant down very quickly, but it's the retake. And we've talked about those ultimates already. It's the neural theft from Ape, who is having one heck of a game. 16, 4, and 3. That is over a 4.0 KDA. That means that ultimate is charging so quickly, that neural theft so big to change up the rounds. And now they could end this half off, possibly 9-3.
Yeah, I think Jeff had almost a 20 bomb by the first half, kind of been stuck at 6 and 9 here. And just a brief update, Greater Altoona able to take map 1 in overtime. So that battle still going on over there on the other channel. Guys, make sure to follow the other channels and the socials to stay up to date with what we got going on. Much like here in round 11, both teams standing off a little bit, slowing the pace down, as a lot of these rounds have been a little bit quicker. So a little more of a default position as they slow the pace down just a bit. Have a small rotation of 3 headed toward hookah. But again, those crazy Cypher trips are here, and that's something that they're going to have to deal with.
They're able to destroy them quickly to try and get into the site. But again, it's the Viper wall combined with Cage. The utility might be a bait, but at the same time, you can't rotate out. Ions is here, waiting for the spray through this teleport. The knife will suppress possibly a couple, but it doesn't actually land before the death goes through. Quota ending up to take the trade the back. Either way, tripping over my words as they're trying to trip on into site here. Again, trying to get through those trips is going to be tough. They decide A site is going to be better instead, and they've got a kill and they've got the player advantage as they should be able to take control of the site.
Foolish.
Should be able to take control, and who else but Ape coming on in with that Donkey Kong strength, bopping them all down.
Here.
Looking for another headshot up here in heaven. We'll swap to the op. Rocksteady, unfortunately, coming through the smoke, will be chopped down. Jeff back to safety over here at Lamps. Now on a 2v3. The advantage there is Viper's Pit here, but so much time has already ticked away. Most likely not going to want to use that here. 2 in Lamps. 1 rotating around toward bathrooms, but that's Fade, who's actually going to come back. Ape spots the arm. Able to find Jeff now on a 2v2. Quota from behind. Time ticking away. The defusal coming in. The ult gives him an idea. The Viper's Pit has been used, and he can't see him. The Ninja Defuse comes in. They clutch it up. Quota will get the triple kill, but time has expired. The bomb is defused, and Hollidaysburg is doing exactly what Franklin Regional did to them in that first map.
I mean, they exactly have. 8 out of the last 9 rounds have gone their way, 5 in a row. And it doesn't matter if Quota gets all of them. That's going to be no Nightfall here for the final round of the half. Both neural thefts available. I want to see this ISO 1v1 duel, and we're going to see Chroma on the defense here. Have to play smart. It's going to be the Haunt touching them off of the first part. And it means this first part of this round going to go the way of Franklin Regional. We have known, we have seen the ultimates played before, and the backwards play from Jeff, who gets actually traded on through. Ape is going massive. Ion's in that down but not outstate. Rez is a possibility in a current 2v2. A high ground Rez is going to be there. It seems like they're going to go for it. Put the pressure in. Rocksteady bringing back on in Ions. Norman Main has to hold down this bomb as Ape's on a triple. 2 left to go. Bald Man taken out. No hat to play with here in this round. Already used it earlier, but Omen Main, 17 HP. The Dream. Don't you dare forget about the Dream. Pulls the knife out, pulls the gun out, waiting to try and go. Has some time to work with. Ions. It's KO versus KO! And the Dream is enough to get the 4th round.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing here, right? Hollidaysburg could be potentially at a 10-2 right now. That's the 2nd round in a row, you know, that Franklin Regional has had a clutch that they shouldn't won, where they were 2v1 or 3v1, and unfortunately, Hollidaysburg not playing together. They could have touched the plant there. They had Raze and KO both. We see him giving them the 1v1 on the left side of Lamps, and then running all the way through the right side of Lamps for the other 1v1. So kind of works a little better when you do that buddy system. Hopefully that 1 round or those 2 rounds don't come back to haunt them, as we have switched sides. 7-5 was going to be a phenomenal half for them. They've done 8-4, gave us 1 better. So again, this pistol round is going to be huge. If they can win this pistol round, it's really going to dictate the pace of this second half. However, if Franklin Regional can take it, they'll find a way to climb back in it.
Excited to see how it goes. It feels like could be double digits on the horizon for Hollidaysburg. It could be a map number 3 if you're able to take this pistol. You see that Viper wall once again to cut in towards that A site, but do you look right? Chroma, look right? No, unfortunately, Jeff able to take him down. The headshot the way to do it. Jeff escapes back, but not for long. Classic from Rock Steady, who again has just been solid as a rock throughout this entirety of the series. Unlucky with the battle back. There's already the plant going down, by the way. The time is already slowly fading. Unlucky. Able to get that early pistol round pressure with the double tap. That extra shielding blocks any instance of damage. Will now work their way on fourth. Maybe going for the defuse. A little bit of fake on through. Rock Steady. It's the triple, and there's the double tap. Reinitiate it. The shield is gone. Apes on a triple and a 1v1. One bullet to do it. 4K Quadra clutch from the Ape Man himself.
Huge quadra from Ape, 26-6. Time and time again, he's been just absolutely dominating out here on Bind, and you love to see it. They really needed to get that pistol round if they wanted to continue this momentum forward. They're able to do that, and you know, nobody's been able to beat Franklin Regional yet. 8-0 on the regular season. Hollidaysburg only 4-3. They had a tough start to their season that they were able to bring back, and Ape doing a nice job here as they continue to push forward. 3 more rounds to get to match point.
So close. Can they finish it out here? It feels like this round you should be able to get to 10. But what happens after? How much damage can Franklin Regional do here in this second round of the half? They really walk on in, possibly walking through that Cypher utility, kind of playing their own set of poison here that they had to play off of that previous half. But that Viper's wall, again, is just so much visual coagulation here to work on through for Mitch. Gets the classic kill, but it's these better weaponry here. Can they use the teamwork together to take it? Ape, not 1, but 2. Broadside's there for the 3rd, and it's just this fade left. Even though they catch him, the teamwork still making that dream work. Double digits here for Hollidaysburg. And I gotta say, at the same time, Hot Sauce, you talk about not only this is the undefeated Franklin Regional squad, they have only dropped 14 round losses. Not game losses, round losses the entirety of the regular season. Hollidaysburg has given them more round losses in this single best of 3 than in the entirety of their regular season.
Yeah, it's been wild, and you know, it's fun to see schools make these proper adjustments. I mean, some teams can get discouraged in a best of 3. You lose that first one, 13-4, 13-5. Not Hollidaysburg. They stuck to the grindstone. They trudged through the trenches to get where they are. Now up 10-4. Ape has been a staple here on Bind. Sprays coming through the smoke. Not a ton of damage being done just yet. A nice little pincer here as well, waiting for that smoke to dissipate. His quota could potentially catch Iron off guard. Walks on through, but Rock Steady will send him in a frenzy. Jeff does get the trade. Unlucky, finds not 1, 2 more now in a 4v2. The plant is down. Ape and crew tucked here, trying to hold the crossfire together. A tough position to be in. Looking the other direction, unlucky, and Jeff will wrap it up. And Franklin Regional looking to climb their way back here at Bind.
Expected round win, as they're able to pick up those rifles, but the defuse will be there as well. And honestly, I know I was talking about it in the previous half, but I think these 2 ultimates that Franklin Regional have right now, they need to use as soon as possible. You're only 3 rounds into this half. You want to build up these ultimates again. For Unlucky, the isolation along with the Empress available from Jeff, these 2 ultimates can absolutely change things. But I honestly want to see them pop right now in this next round.
Yeah, you know, you and I are always a fan of that. You don't really want to hold on to that ult for too long. Of course, there's some cases where a Sage or someone might have to, but generally speaking, most of those agents, you want to try to use that and give yourself an opportunity to find 2 to 3 ults and a half, potentially. Some of these agents having, you know, only 6 or 7 orbs or points to get that ult, but most of that pressure again heading back toward the A site. They seem to have some success over here at the moment. The paint shells will come raining down as well. Omen tucked back here waiting for that blind, and again, all this utility keeping Hollidaysburg at bay at the moment.
Down, pushing him back, but until the spray comes on in, it's Neural Theft already. The man goes hatless and bald once again, but the double up from Quota. It's a quick round there as the Neural Theft is used. They just say, you know, screw
Oh,
your
got me.
Vipers. Well, we've got the
Fighting.
players to push
Rest
on
over.
in. The 6th round of pickup there from Franklin Regional.
Yeah, and this is Franklin Regional beginning to battle back here. Of course, those first 2 pistol rounds, you know, it makes it tough, but we've seen them go on 7, 8, 9 round runs before. That's why they are so dangerous. So if you're Hollidaysburg, even though you're in a pretty position, you're not out of deep waters yet. You have to keep treading along and find a way to put the dagger or the nail in the coffin. Ape, 1 away
Find you.
from that 30 bomb llama.
I was just going to say that, man. On the scoreboard, absolutely stacked up. And honestly, I was going to say as well that Empress popped in the last round is what we wanted to see. The kill contract up and available still for the ISO. Only 4 rounds separate these 2 squads. Unfortunately, Jeff's positioning so crucial in this round. And honestly, it's just Eco on the other side. That Thrifty might be possible, but again, just sneaking their way in. Might be decayed a little bit, losing some of that shielding, but once they step on through, should be able to see everybody. Chroma hits the headshot actually onto Jeff, but will be seen here by the tripwire. It's bodies falling all around, but who is the benefactor? It's going to be Franklin Regional. They end up surviving with 3, picking up some sheriffs in the process. Now hit that defuse to end it off.
Pop the defuse and clutch up the round. After being down by quite a bit, they find themselves only down by 3 rounds here. And again, though, if Unlucky doesn't use this ult sometime before the end of the game, and I see him at land, we're gonna have words. We're gonna have words, Unlucky.
Me too.
But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see that ult being utilized here. Of course, Mitch has one as well. Quota just 1 away, which is going to make Franklin Regional that much scarier. No ults on deck yet for Hollidaysburg. They've had a lot of success here. Again, I think maybe they just need to slow it down, make a little noise on one site, see if they can bite out a flank and find that first initial pick.
See what they can do. Of course, last round was a more thrifty buy for themselves. This one is going to be pockets overflowing with some cash. They'll be able to invest. This is a big round, especially with
Spike
Unlucky
down
already
A.
taking the headshot. You talk about that kill contract still in the back pocket. If they are rushing forward, you could take one immediately out of the fight. The presence going to be
Spike
detected. The
planted.
knife is going to deny any possibility of that ultimate being used. And Ion's able to take that ultimate out of the round. Jeff
Last
as well,
player standing.
battling back. The team work again. These shutdown positions are huge, and Broadside through the box cannot survive with the paper-thin material. Woman main hitting the defuse here, and it is now going to be 4 rounds in a row for Franklin Regional.
4 rounds in a row, and that's, you know, we talked about the run of things. 10 2s, 9 3s. You can't be discouraged. It's a game of runs, whether it's one way or the other. And
I need
Franklin
this.
Regional
My
beginning to reel it back in here. Now only down by
need
2. A
this.
full
My
buy
thanks.
coming in here now for Hollidaysburg, and 4 ults as well. So
This
again,
is a nice spot.
I'd like to see at least 2 of these used. I want to see
This
them
goes
secure
here.
that round and still have 2 left
That
to
goes
potentially
there.
secure that match point round as well.
Ah, this is a nice spot. This goes
See
here.
how it goes here for both of these 2 teams. Feels like already double digits for Hollidaysburg at the same time. This is a map you need to win. Franklin Regional is up in the series. They won that first one on Ascent. You know how much I'd love to see that map number 3. We're going fast. We're already going on in, and it's going to be rock steady. Feel like this showstopper could be big. Doesn't connect, though. It's just going to be the pressure on out. The paranoia connects on to 2, and now Broadside. That Viper's Pit is up and available for them. Just going to hold down all these vision lines, but need to make sure they stay alive. That Nightfall caught so many players, but the vision advantage here for them. Chroma, Broadside need to hold
One
down.
enemy
It is
remaining.
going to fall, but it doesn't matter because everyone else is from Franklin Regional. It is going to be Ions down but not out scenario here. Quota got a double. Chroma's going to revive. A double res composition here as it's another. Quota could do it all here. We'll pick up the Vandal. It will be the
Death
KO
makes
fully
3.
eliminated.
One
The
enemy
triple is
remaining.
secured, and the Quadra, the unofficial ace, could be there. But Ape, the 4v1 finally falls their way. Scary though.
How many 1v1s did they give Quota there, though? Again, they had 4 people standing. The spike is already down. You know, even if you all 4 don't want to play together, at a minimum, play 2 and 2. Use that buddy system to your advantage to where if you lose a member, 90% of the time, you're getting that trade. Quota almost turning that round around. And I truly believe if Quota clutched that up, that very well could have changed the outcome of the game. So luckily for Hollidaysburg and Ape on that back pedal, dropping that 30+ bomb, securing that round, they'll now be sitting at 1 away from match point.
So close. And they're in a rifle round as well. It's not like they have bad weaponry. But again, it's this A push. They're so scared. Everybody's scared here today of that B Cypher pull quota. Holding down now. It is going to be a nice little teleportation. Is those Cypher traps going to be the test of time? No Viper wall to try and block the vision this time. Mitch is going to get hit with the knife here and make sure that those abilities aren't available. But Jeff from this backside pulls a double their way. Chroma, even though they battle back, it's left to broadside, and they can't get it done. Triple up from Jeff as they build up that Empress ultimate.
Yeah, and that's why we're all afraid of B today. Nobody likes B because it's tough for that reason. Even though the traps were kind of nullified a moment for that knife, you know, a beautiful pincer play there from Jeff and crew, holding down Garden as they funnel out of hookah, and then of course once Jeff shoots, you know, that makes it possible for Mitch to swing as well, and now they have 4 ults on deck, 2 rounds, and so they could potentially tie it up here. So just slowly, like an inchworm, making their way back into this one.
We've got those ultimates. The 6th round in a row that kill contract has been up and available. Let's see if it's used here in this one. It could be absolutely massive. Like we said, it's 11-9 at this point. You can't give any sort of eco kills over the other way. And honestly, for Ape, I don't even want to see you use this neural theft. This should be just a damage round. You have a round to give. You just got to reset things, and maybe you've got a set play. Some noise being made towards mid. The knife, it looks like not going to really catch anybody. Rocksteady going up to the high ground there, not seen. It is going to be the spray on in. The little bit of pestering does push them off and away of that plan. Not playing that close range. Rocksteady not going to be able to play in this round, though. Is Toto moving their way forward. The double up, almost the triple. Lion's going to pick up the weaponry. Here is Jeff walking their way on in and cleaning up the round. It was that kill contract used, and it is double digits for Franklin Regional.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we really kind of saw 3 little 1v1s right there in Lamps when they were pushing in with those pistols. I think Raze came through first, and then someone else, and then KO. So again, I would like to just see them pushing together. You're going to lose probably at least 1 member anyway, but you're going to be more likely to find that trade to get that weapon upgrade a little bit sooner and not lose as many members. So just need to work a little bit on those team communications when pressuring forward. But after being down by quite a bit, Franklin Regional finds themselves 1 away from tying this game back up.
It could be tied 11-11. And I gotta say, not a terrible eco round from Hollidaysburg. The little shoulder peek, though, from Ape actually finding the first. They got 2 ultimates out of the other side, and the Nightfall not available in this one. If they could get right here, guaranteeing themselves to overtime, Ape is going massive. Already 2, Chroma adds the headshot to the body counter as well.
Spike
Jeff
planted.
used the Empress in the previous round, but it's all down to these 2 players. You have the neural theft, but you really need to get a pick over here to try and activate it. See if Jeff can look left. The tripwire going to be the first thing to be connected here, shooting their own teammate here, and looking to the left, it is the headshot start.
remaining.
The Mitch secondary. This could be everything they need, everything they want. 2v4. They clean it up.
That is insane. That is a round I really feel Hollidaysburg probably should have taken. They had the numbers advantage again, but Jeff and Mitch just doing a great job of separating the team, kind of almost using that Viper wall to their own advantage there, finding those first picks and then swinging lamps once showers had been cleared. So great situational awareness yet again by Jeff and Mitch there as they find a way to clutch this up. All tied up 11-11, and I think that first half was 8-4. So they've really found a way to kind of adapt and change things up. Obviously, it's a little tougher starting on that attack side, but certainly playing very well here on defense.
Playing well, and they need to. This is the round right here. Hollidaysburg has put all of their chips on the table. All of the money is on the line. They've got some light shields to back it up. 3 ultimates from Franklin Regional. This could be your spot in the grand finals secured. Of course, you need 2 rounds, but the economy would be so dismantled on the other side. Some early pressure to be sight. But again, it's Rock, steady, opening things up. Headshot onto Jeff will be big, but Unlucky is here as well. And it's a 4v4. Unlucky gonna have to reload as those paint shells are dodged out of the way. It's the Nightfall ultimate to gather some great information, and Mitch through the wall. Ape still has to go massive. They've been playing so well all today that neural theft, it's going to be invested. His enemy position's going to be utilized here as Ape looking down the sight lines, but Quota able to take him down through the wall. The all-in on the table. How will it work here? Down into this 2v3. Not a lot of those ultimates left on the other side as the Viper wall goes down, but the plant not down yet either. 30 seconds and a 2v3.
30 seconds left.
Viper wall is there. Should go up shortly. Looking to get in position. Has to be careful, though. A lot of audio cues being given here as well as we see them tucked onto the site. Franklin Regional waiting for the teammates to play together. Unlucky finds the first one. Chroma in a lot of trouble. 27 health to swing, but it ain't no thing. Omen Main will bring the pain, and after being down by 4+ rounds, they find themselves back in the driver's seat. Franklin Regional sitting at match point, looking to mirror their D1 team and find that trip up to that championship finals at SFU on May 19th.
Oh, they're so close. It's going to be a scrambled buy, but rifles at least. This is it. As much as the last round was all in on the table, this is either overtime or Franklin Regional taking the series. Not dead yet, up and available, but unlucky with the double taps has been clutch. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 24.
24 on the bank. Ape looking to put the team on the shoulders, has been playing just incredible Valorant here on Bind. Now with Rays and Showers, the pressure looking to come through main. Almost every member from Franklin Regional here as well as Broadside knows the toxins are low. Beginning to rotate toward Lamps. Hasn't checked all the angles. Jeff tucked into the box. Finds not only a 2K, but a triple kill. The ult from Chroma catches him in the reload, though. And after that, able to bring it back here. Now, the advantage is in their favor. Rocksteady, the showstopper, looking to stop either Mitch or Quota up top. Doesn't hit the mark, though. And they begin to push together. Quota in heaven. Ape has spotted him. The spray is there, and a stray bullet catches him. 2v1 time ticking, but plenty of it still on the clock. Rocksteady has spotted Mitch, and he threads the needle. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime.
Overtime.
Let's do it. 12-12. We're switching sides again. Oh man, what an exciting series between these two. The underdogs, Hollidaysburg, number 5 seed, bringing it to the undefeated Franklin Regional. Of course, as overtime works, you've got to win both a defensive and an offensive side to win this map. And for Franklin Regional, it's not only for the map, it's for the series. It's for a place, like you said, on May 19th.
Yeah, 36 kills, almost a 40 bomb is absolutely nutty. And this is why it's so important in those playoffs you have those best of threes, right? Because you just never know what is going to happen. Consistency is key. It kind of takes that any given Sunday out of it. And Hollidaysburg, a huge underdog, doing crazy things here in the semifinals. All tied up. We crack into overtime. Chroma with that op up top. Looking to be patient. Most of the action right now lingering outside of that A site. Here come the smokes, and most likely the push shortly after the hot. No real intel here. The Stampede, the footsteps, Ian able to find the first one. Unlucky. Will get the trade, but Mitch has already made his way through and will get paid with a beautiful kill and the player advantage.
Gonna follow their favor. Possibly activating that double tap for a little bit of time. Low HP on Unlucky here as it's this post plant. It's where Hollidaysburg, they have succeeded on defense before. But this has to be it. Spot's gonna clear on through. Nice little trade utility for a life here, but down to 33 HP. Paint shell's gonna be popped as you have to start to escalate this pace just a little bit. The paint shells get him anyway. It's a 2v1. Surely you see him out here. Quota, the position is red. It's going to be denial, and that operator just gonna watch over the teammate, but the shot doesn't connect, and it's Quota, the double headshot. The operator shut down to take this first round of overtime.
Yeah, unfortunately, Chroma made a big mistake there. He tried to shoot the Prowler with the op. So Fade sent the Prowler out. He tried to shoot the Prowler with the op. Now there's a reload. Fade gets the swing for free. Knows that the other is diffusing the spike, therefore won't have that gun out. Chroma really needed to just ignore that Prowler because you can still defuse if that Prowler hits you. You just, you have trouble seeing and shooting, but, and then save that op shot for when quota actually peaks. A tough round for Hollidaysburg. Not over yet, though. Still have the opportunity to focus up. Unfortunately, that was the offensive round, the attacking round that they gave up. So it's going to make it that much tougher here, Llama.
Make it tough if Jeff goes crazy. But Jeff doesn't. That's a huge shutdown for a player that has been finding their groove throughout the series. But yeah, like you said, it's got to be a win here from Hollidaysburg up a mountain. Mountain gonna get a little bit easier. They brought their hiking boots. Ape is gonna be blind out and away from the paranoia and slowly looking over this Viper wall. They have so much space. The Cypher's still actually over on the B side as well. And Chroma, the smokes recharging, one away from that not dead yet. Imagine in this round if they could get it. Ape is doing it themselves. Talk about a player so close to that 40 bomb already. The swing is going to come on through. And Omen Main does get one. Mitch adding another onto it to make it a 3v3 as Ape cleaning things up. They've got the neural theft here. Ultimates reset every single overtime round. That knife is going to be thrown on in, and it's going to be a hostile detected, suppressed, and Omen Main with only a bullet of health will die through the spam to the wall.
Cage triggered.
It's going to be a nice little cage to block things off, and you've just got to play the timing. It is a 3v1. You play the buddy system. You win this round, and Ape is just pulling out the triple, and we're going to double OT.
Yeah, Chroma made a mistake in that previous round, in the round that they should have clutched up, but he took a deep breath, he reset, he got that first pick onto Jeff, and in my mind, made up for that mistake, you know what I mean? So back in it, all tied up, still need to get to Ape. My man Ape going bananas. The 40 bomb has been dropped, and this just keeps getting more and more exciting, baby. Let's go.
This is such a good series. This will go down in the history books as one of the best, and especially because still that grand final spot is on the line. Let's see. Again, we switch sides. Back to the defense here for Hollidaysburg. It's been 0% success rate actually for the defense so far in overtime. But will it keep that way? Chroma has the operator, has this long angle. And once again, it's that Viper along with the Cypher setup on B. No one wants to push into that. Chroma could be the one to hold things down. Smoke will deny their angle for a little bit of time, holding on to a possible smoke of their own, waiting and delaying. The thing is, Broadside here doesn't have the most utility to use on this site. The cage going to be triggered up here and immediately blocking off the back of the site information. It feels like with this spike down, 5v5 straight up fight. Broadside is clearing. Chroma's operator has to go massive.
Ooh, Ape does get a trade here. Jeff, Mitch, both finding big picks here as well, and they have the slight player advantage. Up top, Chroma with that op, trying to do all they can, but the thing is now Franklin has the ability to be more passive. They have the ability to kind of force Hollidaysburg into that push. That is exactly what's happening. Chroma up top with the op. Ape, though, perfect timing. Finds not only one, but two. A triple kill. They have the player advantage. I have to believe he's been spotted here at Showers. Chroma finds the shot, but did they get it halfway? Time is ticking, and there's not enough time. Woo! Back and forth, and after it being a more defensive side of map, both of these teams getting 8 rounds on the defense. They can't seem to find one in overtime. Now, match point yet again for Franklin Regional. Can they find a way to pull it off? I want more overtimes. I want a game 3. Yeah. Hollidaysburg, lock it in.
Well, Ape is locked in. Another triple added to the record of already an impressive game. But this is another round. Hollidaysburg, your playoffs life is on the line. Let's see what the roam is. Let's see where they want to go. It looks like A again. They don't want to play in towards B, even though there's only one player sitting there. It's so tough to play into those Cypher trips. Walking forward, though. This is big. They could get those early picks. You feel like the confidence has been there from these players. Chroma could be up to them. It looks like they possibly gave the ultimate orb over towards their teammate, but walking on forward. Here's the flash. Here's the go button. Here's the green light. And unfortunately, it is Franklin Rachel that give him the red light. Ape could be the man, the myth, the legend, the double. Needs more than that. Needs the triple. Is it an ace? Is it an ace? It's a quadra.
Where
all
is
stepped up and
everyone?
available. Why not go balls here for double OT?
Planted the
The
spike.
plant will go down, but 30 HP, all that remains. Mitch is going to lock themselves in the high ground, and Ions will throw it down. Head shot, hot shot, hot sauce. We're
Switching
going to a
sides.
triple OT.
Overtime.
Oh my Atlanta, baby. Ape, 47 and 16. I've only ever gotten one 50 bomb in my entirety of career of playing Valorant. I've been playing since beta. To do that here in a playoff game is insane. Ape has the biggest backpack I have ever seen. I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole crew is playing very well together, but Ape has just had some crazy, crazy clutches. You have to give credit where credit is due. They've got to get through 2 rounds in succession, though.
Got to do it. They've got to do it here. Like we've said, still 0% success rate here for the defensive side in overtime. Maybe it's just who takes that first defensive round, and Chroma has had the confidence. You talk about the team play. They're going to be able to take the first Ions. They're running the Odin, they're running the BM, and they're running this long-range angle through A, but it's actually the pressure towards the tougher site. The B lineup is going on through as only the Fade activated on the site. Rocket is going to lock in with the utility. Quota just has to be huge here in this round. Sure, you've got the spike down, but do you have the pressure? Chroma from behind. Play so
standing.
dang good. Chroma, the triple of their own. Jeff, sure they've clutched before, but won't be here this round. The first defensive win of overtime goes to Holidaysburg.
This is absolutely huge for Holidaysburg. Not only do they win the first defensive round in overtime, but they do it in fashion, only dropping 1 member here as
Switching
well.
sides.
Can they continue
point.
to lock it down? 48 and 16. Ape has the ability not only to close out game number 2, to send them into that best of 3, but also has the ability to drop that 50 bomb in a playoff session. Probably one of the greatest performances in playoff TEC history.
Oh, it's up there. And like we said, what's on the line here? Those grand finals right in front of you. You can taste it here if you're Holidaysburg. Would love to get a fresh set of rounds. Would love to go to map number 3 right here. And Jeff already starting things out with a bang. That is the spike carrier down. The spike on the floors as a smoke has to be invested for the walk forward. And it's Jeff again. The double. The headshots are flying to the wayside all day long. It's going to be the metal taking down Omen Main to that 59 HP marker. That Viper wall looking dangerous. However, it's the rotation over here from Holidaysburg. They want to go towards the B site this time.
Yeah, you know, and they've given up a lot of space here at A in these previous rounds, allowing kind of Holidaysburg to get up to Hookah. Jeff got up
Spike
really
down,
far
B.
here and really changed things around, kind of mixing up the strategy. So Jeff really opening that up for the crew. Mitch is going to find another one here as well. And now it's all down to Chroma and a 5v1. After finally getting that defensive round, you know, Franklin Regional says, hey, we're due for 1-2 here as well. And they look to lock it down, potentially looking at our 3rd or 4th overtime now.
The overtime number 4,
30 seconds left.
if we get to it. In Chroma, only 30 seconds. You don't get those economical or real advantages or disadvantages. Everybody watching the angle. And Lucky puts the final bullet into the body. So here
Switching
we go.
sides.
We're not done yet.
Overtime.
We talked about how it was offense, taking rounds. But now it's been defense. 15 to 15 and a quadra overtime here in the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, in Forest Hills, after taking Greater Altoona to overtime, it's currently 12-0 on Lotus, match point for Greater Altoona. So Greater Altoona really found their stride in that second game, but important things ahead of us here. Round 31, insane playoff game. TEC, Holidaysburg, Franklin Regional, both duking it out head-to-head for that championship spot. May 19th, guys, book your tickets. Make sure you're there. It's going to be one heck of a time.
Especially with one of these two teams here, man. I cannot wait. Broadside, though, taken down. That's the Viper wall. No longer there. Defense has been 67% successful so far here. A little bit of damage taken by Chroma. That backwards teleporter has to be communicating that to the teammate. The plant is going to go down and through, and you have to know. You see the shoulder, you see the gun there, but Chroma has to tuck themselves away. Ape is going crazy. The headshot, the double. It's all Ape. The stories were written for this man, but unlucky. It has to be a double from Rocksteady. They have lost their mastermind. They have lost the Cypher. They don't have that neural theft. And that isolation, the kill contract, the 1v1 duel can be there. The spike continues to tick. There's the 1v1. Rocksteady has to win this 1v1 duel, and they won't. Unlucky. We've been talking about the other side all day long. Well, Unlucky has had one heck of a series. Pulls out the Quadra for that series point.
Oof. Oh my. Oh my. Here we are. 16-15 now. Franklin Regional back up on top. And it's just funny. Both of these teams, you know, really not wanting to lose. You love to see the fight in both of these teams having struggling on that defensive side on overtime. Now back to the offensive side. It goes. All the pressure right now on Hollidaysburg.
Win or go home. That's what's on the line right now. It feels like for Franklin Regional, they are playing aggressive. The spam through A long will go through. All 5 players getting their rotate in. Broadside waiting just a little bit to pop that Viper's wall. That is pulling the information and saying, okay, pull these players towards A. We'll put the pressure on in. You've got to destroy the tripwires, and Mitch has to get a couple of early picks, but won't. It's Ape with the Cypher duel, wins the 1v1, and the plant is down. Could it be the fabled 5th overtime? Where will Jeff shut it down? The spike plant still goes through, but Ape on the high ground is able to see one through the smoke, take the double, and now the duel between him and the Reyna goes the way of Jeff. Hyatt's gonna have to go massive. The half blind will go through, but it's the long range spray. The zone in through everything. The double tap protector. Look at the HP though. Unlucky would have to hit a godly defuse, and Unlucky the spray through the smoke down to literally 1 bullet. And do they have it? No! Oh! Headshot, broadside, clutch factor, 4 overtimes is not enough.
Overtime.
Broadside almost messed that up by running through spawn. They didn't even touch the spike yet. Really gave away that free audio cue there. But nonetheless, able to buckle it down. Broadside clutches it up yet again. Another overtime. And honestly, that Odin from Hookah really saved them. They had a big disadvantage, that Odin grabbing 2 as well. And my, oh my, what's going on, Llama? I absolutely love the action from both of these 2 teams. All the students here playing their hearts out, and certainly nobody more deserving.
Nobody at all. I mean, this series possibly one of the best we have ever witnessed here. The 5th overtime. Going back and forth, it was 4 rounds straight going to the defensive side. Now 4 rounds straight going to the offensive side. Mitch, though, starts things off. Good-sided pressure, working their way back with a little bit of a headshot, hot shot. However, they're going to group back up here on the A site. They moved the Cypher over towards A for a little bit, but Rocksteady puts the burst on through the wall. Chroma's got the headshot. Chroma's got the double, and Rocksteady's taken down. 3v3 here for the victory. Jeff is going to pop the headshot, though, and as they do, it does mean that, again, these ultimates slowly starting to come online. Those ultimate orbs reset every single time, but the teleporter used beautifully, and it's going to be a 3v3 post plant.
Yeah, gonna have to play together here. 2 in that spawn, 1 through the portal here as well. Chroma trying to check all the angles. The Haunt will locate Broad here as well. Jeff in a cheeky position inside the tube. Able to find Broadside. They have the player advantage and the plant down here as well. But able to get, oh my, no. He finds the other. Will know where the last one is because of the blind. Has help from Chroma from Hook, and he gets it. Promo with a huge triple kill. Ape absolutely popping off on site. Jeff had everything falling their way, and Ape shuts it down very well on the hunt for a 60 bomb.
Match point.
Man, oh man. No words to describe this series here between the 2. And it really does feel like this could be the round for Hollidaysburg. The 5th overtime, what they need to close things out. but we could go to 6. Again, Franklin Regional have that extra map in their back pocket. They are not the ones on the ropes. But it could go to a map 3 right here. It's got to be an offensive side win. And Chroma, if they triple up again, that could be their ultimate. With the reset, every single agent put 3 ultimate orbs away at the start of every single round. But can Franklin Regional hold?
Can they hold? That is the million-dollar question at the moment. In the driver's seat, looking to go potentially toward that B site. They've really worked A every time, and both teams previously went B in that round and had some success here. We will see a bit of an early rotation coming in from Jeff, as no real noise has been made at the A site here as well. So I wouldn't mind even potentially seeing that Viper wall or something pop up at A to keep them locked down, but Reyna will rotate back toward the A site. Mitch all alone here. Has spotted one in hookah. That's Ape looking to make their way out. A second one as well. And Mitch not wanting to get overzealous, waiting for that retake. A smart decision. EK comes in though, and Jeff with 1 health is going to have to play extremely cautiously. Mitch able to find one, jump another, and a beautiful collapse play here to give him the player advantage. Unlucky Jeff. Everybody hitting a shot. Rocksteady, the lone remaining member, and incredibly far away.
The 5v1 and double tap still up and available as well for the ISO. It's just going to be the defuse held on and in. Rocksteady will get a headshot, but it doesn't matter.
sides.
Man,
Overtime.
we've had 5 overtimes. That just wasn't enough. Hot sauce, we got to go 6 overtimes maybe to decide it.
Hey, we wanted a game 3. It's almost a game 3 worth of overtimes here as 8:55 and 20. Absolutely nutty. It needs, regardless of the outcome, that man needs a TEC plaque. I'm not sure if we've had many 50 bombs here, especially in a playoff situation. 4-3, a huge underdog here. One of the only undefeated teams in Franklin Regional who has yet to be beat yet. And wow, I mean, just a phenomenal performance by these underdogs to really put Franklin Regional to the toughest test of their season. And Ape's going to start it off with a big pick here. That gives them the player advantage. We're going to see if they can utilize that to their advantage here, Llama.
You've got to. I mean, at this point, you're talking about you need to win this defensive half. Chroma, who's been having such a good set here in overtime, the multiple of overtimes, is going to be shut down here to start. Ions, we've seen the dirty work they can do with this burst of a gun. Rocksteady's going to wait, play patient, and then go for the boom buddy. Doesn't find the timing to swing it, but he's going to get some extra pressure. It is going to be that spike starting to tick on up. Rocksteady going to battle one back, but it's Quota with the double. Ape has the possibility if they can play patient. No! They walk through the smoke. They don't let it dissipate, and now it's all down to Ions. They'll hit a double with the knife, but doesn't even matter. It feels like the positioning, the patient play, the back off ability from Franklin Regional will be there, but maybe, just maybe. But no, the spike is already too far gone. The defuse is tried, and it will be Franklin Regional once again getting there to series point. But will it be over here? We've gone 6 overtimes already. Will it be a 7th?
Yeah, I mean, it's too hard to tell at this point. You know, it doesn't matter if it's defense or offense. Whatever team is down in that final round finds a way to muster that comeback, finds a way to clutch it up. Now, again, the pressure back on Hollidaysburg to tie it up once more. Of course, the economy not a factor here in overtime. So full buys on deck, ready to flex. We'll see where the pressure is mounting at the moment. But Hollidaysburg, again, backs against the wall, need to win this round to keep the drive alive.
Have to do it. I'm looking at those 2 ultimate orbs again on the attacking side. You get a little bit better pressure on overtime because of those ultimate orbs. If you can get 2 ultimate orbs worse, either in kills, either in a plant, you can get your ultimate online. There are some big ones and absolute game changers here. However, where does Hollidaysburg decide to go? The number 5 seed had to upset to get here, and right now, upsetting that they dropped the spike. Oh no, the spike gonna be dropped in showers here, and this could be spelling the end. Quota's got one, they've got the battle back, and it's a 2v5. Sure, there's 60 seconds left to play, but the swarm around the spike, the pings are going to fly through. Paint shells flying in as well, and I feel like for Ions is just going to be slowed down a little bit. That big bulky weapon, they're just trying to clear out their backside. And you feel like it is down to the Rays. It is down to the KO to try and clutch things up. Time
30 seconds
on
left.
their playoffs run, already running low. And from behind, Irons is going to try and pull off the pincer play. Rocksteady, they have to go crazy. There's so many
Last
watching.
player
Gets the
standing.
first, not the second. And the final player, Ions, the triple
Defenders
for
win.
quota. And it will be Franklin Regional. It takes them 6 overtimes, but they will be going to the grand finals.
Yeah, wow. I mean, just an absolutely nutty performance by both teams. And if you're Hollidaysburg, you have to hold your head high. Just an absolute incredible performance. You had a rough start to your season, a very low seed in the playoff run, one big upset already, and then almost beating Franklin Regional, whereas nobody has put them to the test. I think they had 14 total rounds lost throughout the regular season. They lost 17 today here to Hollidaysburg. So, if you're Hollidaysburg, again, hold your head high. You played absolutely phenomenal. Ape with a 56-22. Like I said, get that man or get that player a plaque because well deserved. But unfortunately, in the end, there can only be one winner. And we talked about the teamwork of Franklin Regional, right? 4 members with 30 bombs, 4 separate players over 30 kills, the buddy system, the angles, holding things together, finding the trades, the basic fundamentals, all aligning here. Franklin Regional advancing on to that final spot. And again, well deserved, but this is one of the best games I've seen here at TEC.
Really is. Honestly, this one will probably go down in history. And honestly, we're going to be looking back at these history books in just a few short weeks because we're going to be talking about, Franklin Regional. They've been looking so good up until this point. I'm not saying they didn't look good here in this game. Man, they won 2-0, right? They've got nothing to complain about. At the same time, they have showed they're not these gods. They can bleed, and in fact, they can drop some rounds as well. So we'll see if those other teams have been paying attention, if they can go back, watch this VOD, and maybe prepare for the grand finals a little bit better.
Yeah, I believe Richland and Albert Gallatin will be going head-to-head before we find that final championship team. But Richland, 7-0, I think, as well on the regular season. So it's shaping up to maybe potentially have 2 undefeated teams here at the end going head-to-head. But again, have to get through Albert Gallatin first. That team is no joke either. And, we've seen some upsets in some previous seasons, but I think this is the most upsets we've had here at TEC. So certainly anything is possible.
Definitely is. I mean, anything can happen when the playoffs are here. And honestly, these best of threes, they've been an absolute ton of fun. I got to say, for any team that, has been playing this season, they have stepped up the bar. Teams for next season and this season as well, got to be looking at this one as an example of what you've got to bring to the table. Unfortunately, Hot Sauce, we have to wait till next week to see that Division 2 matchup. And that's the last matchup of the day. I don't know what to do with this. Like, I want to just see more Valorant, this feeling inside.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much excitement, right? So many overtimes. I have all this excitement and energy inside of me, and then it's just, now it's over and we're done. So, unfortunately, that is all for Valorant today. But I mean, we've got a ton of great stuff throughout the rest of the week as well. Of course, Rocket League will be going on tomorrow around the same time. And man, there is still a lot of great teams left here in the playoffs for that as well, Lava.
We got a ton of really good teams in Rocket League. You talk about the California quote-unquote upset in the regular season. See if they can take down those undefeated, multiple title-holding Forest Hill squad, by the way. So we'll see that. We'll see Overwatch as well and some middle school Rocket League on Thursday. But more importantly, we've been saying it all day long, but the grand finals, May 19th, be there or be square. Whether you made to the grand finals or not, we're going to be there, and all of these amazing players are going to be there as well.
Yeah, even if you're not participating in the championship, it's such a great experience to be involved in and get a feel for the atmosphere. These online games are fun. The excitement is there, but a LAN event, the energy is unmatched, and we would certainly love to see each and every one of you there. And again, we'd love to put a face to a gamer tag. So, but as Lama said, unfortunately, that is all for us today. We do want to remind you to follow the other channels and the socials as well, the Twitter, the Instagram. You never know when you see your media day or, one of your students or friends on those top 5 plays. But again, we hope you guys had as much fun as we did here today. We'll take a moment to thank everybody behind the scenes at TEC, Man Can Man, for always doing a killer job producing the show here for us, as well as all the parents, the teachers, the students, the friends, the family. We certainly appreciate all of your guys' support. It wouldn't be possible without all of you. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's going to be hard to match that excitement, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow around the same time for some exciting Rocket League action. Take care and have a wonderful night, everyone.